You're listening to the Pillaging Podcast, companion podcast to pillagingJustForFun.com. That's PJ4F.com, the only Raider fan site made by Raider fans for Raider fans. Tune in every week wherever podcasts are found. Call in and leave a message to be played on air at 408-909-PJFF. This episode brought to you by the Creative Media Design Studio. Check them out at creativemediamonterey.com. It's time to pillage another podcast. I'm your host, Kenny Stapler, and I like to party. What's good, Che?
I like to party too, man.
Yes, you do.
Hell yeah.
I could tell by that Mario Brothers shirt on.
There you go. This is how I party right here.
You like to break bricks.
It's all good, man.
Shoot fireballs. All that good stuff. Yeah, we came
breaking bricks, shooting fireballs.
Coming in hot this week, bro. It's good to be back in the chair. It's good to see your face again, bro.
Yeah, same here, brother.
I don't know what hit me last week. I think it was like some kind of stomach flu.
Hey.
Stuck with me for like 2-3 days and it was gone.
Hey.
Yeah.
It happens, man. It happens to the best of us.
It does. Pretty good timing. It wasn't during the Super Bowl week when we won the Super Bowl.
Right.
That would have been
That's
rough.
good timing, man.
I would have toughed that one out. Tell you that.
Even if it was preseason, bro. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Any kind of game action, we want to make sure that we're there for you. Feeling kind of ill. It was a down news week anyways. I had a feeling a lot of people probably watching the game one, I think that was, of the NBA Finals.
I believe so. Somewhere around there, right?
It came and went so fast.
They tried to spread that out like a motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
They put so many days in between the games. I was like, man, they really don't want LeBron to lose very fast.
Yeah. Yeah. He still broke his hand, all that, whatever, if you want to believe that. But it's over now. Much respect to LeBron James. It looks like his era in Cleveland is over. He'll be starting a new era. This offseason is going to be lit. There's going to be a lot of movement. People listening right now is like, am I on the right podcast? Yeah, you are. Che's a Laker fan.
Yes, I am.
I'm a Warriors fan.
Yes, he is.
We're both here in the Bay Area, both in California. So I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to my Warriors. I know a lot of you guys are tired of seeing them in the finals, but this is what a dynasty looks like. We've had them in almost every era.
That's right.
Your Lakers were up in there quite a bit.
A few times.
The Bulls were up in there quite a bit. And yeah. I can't imagine what the hate would have been like had we had social media during the Boston Celtics run. I mean, people's blood is turning into salt. Just like that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But I'll get off of that right now. We're going to get off of that. How you doing, man? What'd you do with your week off, bro?
Well,
you did work. This isn't our real job.
Yeah. I wish it was an actual week off, man. Yeah. But, that Sunday I just got to stay home with the family, man, which is, usually I'm here. We're up in the studio, which we love. But, of course, I got baby at home, so I got to spend the day with my lady and my baby.
That's good, man.
My baby girl. It was good. It was good.
Good. Shout out to them, man. And you're welcome for giving me the day off.
Thank you for that, brother.
I'm such a slave driver over here. Yeah, man. So we're back. I bounced back probably around Tuesday afternoon. Just don't even know what it was, but yeah, it's cool. Feeling better again. Again, like I said, it's good to get back in the studio. Just a quick heads up. Just making sure everybody downloads the app. We're gonna reset that.
Get that app.
Available for iOS and Android. I've had a few people come up to me recently say, oh, using the app now. It's real easy to use.
It is.
It's cool. You can call us directly. You can call the call-in line from the app. You can email us. You can find us on social media. You can visit the website and jump in the comment section there. We've had a few new commenters trickle in the past month. Viral Wonder, I see you on there from Reddit. So welcome. A few guys have jumped in. We got some new members, some new blood in the water. Also, I just want to give you guys a heads up. Next weekend, Father's Day weekend, June 17th, we will not be broadcasting on Sunday. We will be broadcasting on Saturday. So if you're somebody that likes to watch the live stream, make sure you tune in Saturday. It should be about the same time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yep.
We will have a special guest on to commemorate Father's Day.
That's right.
I may have mentioned it already. If you remember who it is, cool. If not, I just leave that as a surprise. This week we got Ray Leonard Aspuria.
There you go.
From RaiderRamble.com. He's going to be joining us. Our spotlight on the Ramble continues. And then I think also next week, in addition to our special guest, we're going to have Holistic Pickle back on. One of our favorite guests, Rory Anderson, will be joining us. Also a member of the Ramble. And our Ramble Spotlight will probably continue or pick up again later on in the summer as we got a few more writers to get to. There we just picked up Jim Jacks from Jim Jacks Media. He's a good guy. I want to get him on the air and pick his brain too. So a lot of people to get through. I'd like to get Mario back onto the founder of the Ramble.
Hell yeah.
Just a good spotlight on a nice independent Raiders news site. If you're looking for a site that's doesn't lean on clickbait headlines and stuff like that, I definitely recommend the Raider Ramble. I'm a part of that family. I don't write volume for them, but one or two.
But you write quality, bro.
I like to think I have some quality.
You write quality, brother.
So I recently dropped a piece over there. You can still check it out at raiderramble.com. It's a history of the Battle of the Bay. Learned a few things writing that. So
nice.
Yeah, check that out.
Nice.
And so that's what it is, man. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's June 10th.
Yes, it is.
It's like episode 65 or something.
By the way.
Yes, sir.
My birthday's 3 days away.
Oh, it is your birthday.
3 days away.
Bro, happy birthday.
3 days away.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah. Early birthday. Thank you.
I'm going to have something for you next week, by the way.
I was trying to bring you some salsa because I owe you a salsa, man. I owe you a salsa.
You do, but
I'm gonna be making one this week. I promise. I just got some tomatillos.
Okay.
So we're set to go. I'll bring one for the Father's Day one. Sure.
I'm with
some
it.
Salsa.
I got a little combo Father's Day birthday gift for you.
All right.
In the wing. So
there you go.
I wanted to give it to you today. It's not here yet, but wait for it.
Appreciate it anyways, brother.
For
it's
sure.
the thought that counts.
For sure. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna send that bitch back. Just kidding. Yeah. Are you ready to get into this, man?
Hell yeah.
All right. Obi Melifonwu officially taking some team reps now. Second team reps at that. Probably going to move his way up to the first team soon, you'd think.
Yeah. We hope, right?
Encouraging.
Yes. Definitely encouraging, right? Because, last we heard was he hadn't even been seen, right? Gruden didn't know where he was. He wanted to see him out of the weight room and on the actual practice field. So you hear him actually taking some reps. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Hopefully, like we said, maybe that's a little fire under his ass. Gets him motivated. He's like, you know what, Gruden? Fuck you. And Gruden's like, that's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
Right?
I could see that conversation already.
Exactly.
Yeah, the fire's been lit, and it worked. He's out there. So I imagine he'll be running with the first team soon. How many reps he's getting in there yet to be seen. If you read into Reggie Nelson's press conference that happened this last week, and Gunther's press conference that all happened in succession, Gunther basically said, Reggie Nelson's going to be not playing 99% of defensive snaps, which is a relief to many. He will be on the team, is what it looks like, which is a relief to few. But I think using him in sub packages where he needs to be, and the rest of that personnel, that's a good sign.
Right.
And he won't be in a single high scheme. So I'm coming back around on the idea of Nelson again on this roster.
Well, like I said, right, we've had some pretty bad defensive schemes the last 2 seasons. So hopefully this is a cure for a lot of the ailments that we had on the defensive side of the ball.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better. Speaking of which, Gunther spoke with the media, and he had some encouraging things to say about both PJ Hall and Maurice Hurst. Regarding Hurst, he has great off-the-three technique as the penetrator of our defense. He does a great job with that. He's going to have to learn a big man's game a little bit where you don't get the double teams as much in college. You're going to get a lot more of that in the NFL. Then, obviously, in the pass rush, he's slippery in the pass rush. He has good side-to-side movement. He's a powerful guy.
Yeah.
These are all things that were in his draft write-up.
Yep.
And now to hear about it coming out of OTAs.
Yep.
Exactly what you want to hear.
It's exactly, man. And listen, the only reason why anything changed was because of that whole heart issue, the heart condition that came out. This guy was slated to be in the top 10, maybe 10 picks of the draft.
Yeah.
And we got him in the 5th round.
Bang.
5th round.
Bang.
Bang, bang.
Yeah, man, could be the steal of the draft. It's already looking pretty good right now. I'm excited. I'm excited for Hurst. I'm excited for Key. Our pass rush should be much improved this year. I'm not going to say lethal. I think a lot of people are jumping off the ledge already going, oh, it's going to be.
We can't jump to conclusions.
No.
Yeah, everyone wants to say this is like an all-star Pro Bowl defensive line. They hold up.
Yeah.
Don't be acting brand new, Raider Nation. Okay, we still gotta see what these guys can do. Okay, but I like your energy.
I like
your energy. Okay,
it's very positive.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's exactly what it is, right? Don't get over your skis. Be excited. It's going to be improved.
I don't even ski, and I know what that means.
I've never.
You go face first in that snow. That's what's going to happen if you get too far over them skis, man.
Yes, sir. So keeping it moving. Raiders have announced that they will hold joint practices with Detroit on August 7th and August 8th. So they'll be playing against a real squad. And that's a Matt Patricia defense.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I like it.
I like it too. I like it too. You expect their defense to be much improved, right?
Yeah, this is the first time in a while. And the last team I remember us scrimmaging against, I think, was the Cowboys.
I believe so.
Could be
and
wrong.
we played them in the regular season too. That year too.
Yeah. So they'll be banging against each other. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some real action. You know, that's definitely a Gruden thing right there. You can't simulate the game situation with your teammates or with practice dummies. Might as well bring in some Detroit Lions and bang up on those dudes, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hammer showed up to practice.
Hammer. Here comes a hammer.
Come on, Hammer. He showed up to practice. Why? I don't know.
Because he's from Oakland. That's why.
He's from Oakland.
He's from Oakland. That's why.
I remember during that great Atlanta Falcons run, you know, Hammer was all over the sidelines hanging out with his boy over there. I don't know if Hammer's a Raiders fan or not. I know Hammer is undeniably down with the town.
He is.
So
he's all about the town, man.
They play a little Hammer song at the Raider game still. They play the little Oaktown theme right there.
What about? Did you see the video? Did you see the video clip of him?
Yeah,
coming up. Did you see Gruden through the too legit to quit side?
Yeah, somebody captioned that. We're too legit to punt. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, man, Hammer's out there. I don't know how a washed up 90s rapper gets these guys pumped up, but hey, he's a town personality. He's a cool guy. When I was a young kid, when I was like 11 years old, I liked Hammer.
Hey.
You know, I don't know. That's probably my guiltiest pleasure when it comes to hip hop.
Hey, man, everybody loved Hammer, man.
Yeah.
Everybody loved some Hammer, man. Everybody wanted the Hammer pants. And everybody loves some Hammer, man.
I have the Let's Get It Started vinyl release. I actually have that. That's before the first album came out, Turn This Mother Out, or I forget the name of the actual album. But it's basically like his demo. So I got that.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah, I kind of...
You're a dedicated Hammer fan,
I was. I like the early James Brown stuff. You know, a lot of James Brown sampling.
Hell yeah.
Kind of got into the Please Hammer, Don't Hurt Him era. I was like, all right. I'm good.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Hammer.
The only thing that I played was that first tape, man. That first tape that came out.
Yeah.
That was it, man. I played that motherfucking tape out.
It was funky.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the funky head. And then he tried to go gangster and all that, and the pumps and the bump. I don't know, bro.
Hey, you know what, though? In a lot of ways, though, Hammer is responsible for getting a lot of young people onto some Rick James, because that Can't Touch This sample, that's, you know, everybody was like, whoa, oh, wait. And I remember hearing it on the radio. One of the radio personalities, local radio station, was like, "Oh yeah, that a lot of people think this is an original song, but that's originally from Rick James." And I was like, "Whoa, light bulb!" Yeah. And then that's when you're like, "Oh, people sample."
Yeah. Can I digress? I'll tell a little story. When I was young, my grandfather was a jazz drummer. My brother was a rock drummer. Grandfather gave my brother a bunch of sealed Parliament albums. Ohio Players records. And my brother never played those. But when I got to be about 12, 13, I was really into hip hop. My brother gifted me those records. I started listening to them religiously. And then I'd say, well, G-Funk started around 91.
Yep.
Ish, and then when the Chronic dropped, obviously that record sampled those records heavily. That was when everything clicked for me. I was like, I know these songs. I see how they're piecing them together. I understood at that point how sampling works. So,
fuck yeah.
But shout out to Stanley Burrell. Used to live in the Fremont Hills. Now you live in Tracy. It's hard out here for a player. But yeah, man, respect to Hammer. He did it.
Shout out to Parliament and the Ohio Players, but shout out to Parliament. They just put out a new record, bro.
A new record. I haven't listened yet. Have you heard it?
It's hot, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna get on that.
It's definitely new. It's definitely not what you're used to, but it's still got that flavor. Still got that funk. There's some rap on it. There's some hip hop. There's some R&B on it, but it's a good mixture, man. They got some good. They still unique in sound.
I'm not gonna lie. I was afraid to push play.
Yeah, no.
So I held off. I'm gonna check it out.
I had to, because I saw that come up on my feed, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And I think Questlove put it out. He put it up. The first person that I saw put it up was like Questlove was like, "Damn, Parliament just put out this. I wasn't expecting this." I was like, "Now I gotta listen."
Okay.
It's hot. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's different, but I like it.
Yeah, George Clinton, man, can't play a single instrument, but the music that's in his head.
He's a mastermind, bro.
Yeah.
Who else would think of creating two different bands, right? One psychedelic, one more funky, but he had these two separate bands, and and all the players on those bands were the exact same people.
Yeah.
They just had a different name, man.
Yeah.
And it was all about just putting out more music, man.
Yeah, crazy, man. It's definitely music from outer space.
Hell yeah.
And the way he used the metaphor of space for the black man finding his own space in America.
Yep.
Heavy stuff when you really think about it. And at the same time, it's just straight up party music.
Yep.
With the political message.
Man, I always wish, man.
Wow.
Like, whenever I look at those records and I see, like, if you go and you see some of the old, like, clips of the concerts, man, I wish I lived during that era. You know, like, I was actually able to go to clubs and to concerts during that era.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being at a Parliament concert, man, in like the 70s?
Oh man.
They were doing some crazy shit out there.
I've seen Parliament. I think it was on, I forget the name of that tour. It was like the Smoke and Grooves tour. It was them. It was Erykah Badu, The Roots, and Cypress Hill.
Yeah.
And so I seen him land the mothership on stage and stuff. It was cool, but it wasn't in the 70s.
Nah. That's different, bro.
Yeah. But the Mothership Connection, that album literally changed my life. By the way, those of you listening, I know we're on a massive tangent right now, but we're in the off season, so we're going to do this occasionally. On that record, the Mothership Connection, a heavily sampled record, but the one song you don't hear sampled, probably my favorite Parliament song, is Handcuffs. Check out that song because it is straight up funky.
Hell yeah. The whole album's funky.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's an unheralded track, if I may say so myself. But yeah, anyways, how did we get here? Oh yeah, MC Hammer. That's how we got here. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Paul Gunther, air quotes, calling out Khalil Mack is laughable. Ladies and gentlemen, clickbait season is officially started.
It's in session.
It is running amok.
Yes, it is, man.
Gunther's not calling out Mac, man. What else you want him to say? He's coaching the players that he has to coach. That's essentially what he said.
He didn't call nobody out, man. He's just stating the fact. He's like, well, he's just going to have some stuff to catch up on.
Yeah. Big
fucking deal. Yes, he is. We know that.
He said he'd love to have Mac here, and that's what we're all saying too. And you know what? And I was on, by the way, if you're not following Just to Win Ladies, I suggest you go follow them. It's an all-female Raiders podcast. It's our sister podcast, I should say, literally.
Sister.
And, man, you just threw me off my game. But we talked about this. We've been talking about the Mac situation all offseason, but we talked about this morning, and there's a lot of things at play here, but I think if you were to ask Mac himself, he really wants to be in camp.
Of course.
But you understand that these guys have agents. Mm-hmm. And the agents are the gatekeepers, man. The agents are the ones telling them, hey, you show up to camp and you get hurt, that affects your extension. It's probably best you stay put, work with your trainer, and we'll get you in there as soon as the paperwork's done. Also understand they're waiting on Aaron Donald to tie up his contract. Mm-hmm. That's going to set precedent.
Yep.
That agent's trying to give Mac as much money as he can.
Of course, man.
The Raiders are waiting to pay Mac as much money as they can.
Right.
This is all going to come together.
Yes.
Last year, Carr didn't sign until June 22nd.
Right.
And so here we are. You know,
were you stressing about it then? Because I wasn't. We were in this studio talking about it, and we were saying, ain't nothing to worry about. It's going to get done. Pay the man, blah, blah, blah. And here we are. He got signed. Yeah. We know what he got signed for. Same thing's going to happen, yo.
Yeah.
Okay? Same thing's going to happen. The best sign that you can see is that I saw some, and this was a few weeks back, I saw some social media posts from Khalil and family or whatever, and they're all still rocking the Raider gear, man. So, you know, you'd have some questions in your mind if you all of a sudden saw Khalil Mack rocking a different jersey or some clothes of another team. No, he's not doing that. Okay?
No.
So there's nothing to worry about.
He's a Raider, bro.
He's a Raider, man.
So, yeah. By the way, I'm rocking my Splash the Jewels shirt right now.
Yeah.
It's the hybrid Run the Jewels Splash Brothers shirt.
Yeah.
So, those of you that know who Run the Jewels is, you wish you had this shirt. You can't find this shirt. It's like bootleg, parking lot, official.
That's it, dude.
Yeah. Official.
You got to come to Oakland, man. You got to go to the Coliseum to get them shirts.
Yeah.
You ain't going to get no better bootleg shirts anywhere.
In fact, I think my partner scored this for me. He got it actually in Sacramento at some street festival. So I don't even know, bro. I didn't even see the shirt, but
they shipped it from Oakland to Sacramento.
Yeah, probably
from the Coliseum
Two of my favorite things, though. Run the Jewels. Check them out. Hip-hop, hardcore, and then obviously the Warriors. Love the Warriors. So, yeah, moving right along. Markel Lee also got, quote-unquote, called out by Gunther in a positive way. He said he's making strides. He's showing out, impressing coaches, especially in run defense. We like that.
Yeah.
We like that.
Yeah.
We were high on Markel Lee last season, even when other people were like, I don't know what to think about him.
Right.
We saw him out there. The hustle is undeniable.
Yep.
His toughness is undeniable. You know what? Markel Lee, when I think of Markel Lee, I also think of Corey James. I just think of those guys together. So every time I think of him doing well, it's just bittersweet because I feel like Corey James would be making a hell of an impact right now, too.
I believe so, too, man. I think that he had the highest potential for sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
For sure. Athleticism, just talent. He was on the ball like 90% of the time.
Right.
When he was on the field, he
Right.
was on the ball, man.
Right.
So that's a sad thing. But good. Hey, Markel Lee, man, we expect you to step it up. Step it up. Keep on doing what you're doing. If you're impressing
Keep on doing what you doing, baby.
Hey, another thing. I don't know if you saw. There was a little snippet too out there. Talking about Morrow.
Oh, yeah.
Who's our new guy? Derek
Johnson.
Derek Johnson was talking about Morrow, and he was saying, "Hey, man, this guy got everything.
Yeah.
He has everything that there is that he needs. He's got all the athletic skill, abilities. He's like, so I'm just out there, just taking him under my wing, trying to show him, how to do things because he's got an extreme talent. He's gonna make it happen."
That's what's
and Gunther also said the same thing. He's like, I don't care about where this guy was picked. I don't care if he was picked in the 5th round, 6th round, if he's an undrafted free agent. If he's got the skill and he's showing it on the field, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign because we've been talking about that too. We want to see that at Morrow because obviously he was a nobody.
No one.
Last season, nobody knew who he was, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden he was on the field and he was making some things happen, man. He was making
Yeah.
some plays. Yeah, did he make some mistakes? Of course. He's a rookie.
Yeah.
Right? But you like to hear
Yeah.
that that they believe there's a lot of upside with this guy.
You got to be excited about that. I know fans last year, Morrow quickly became like a fan favorite, right?
Yeah.
Like an underdog fan
Yeah.
favorite. So, him having this offseason, another year in the or in the NFL, I won't say in the system, but just that brain maturing, him putting everything together, having a real hands-on coaching staff.
Hell yeah.
Which is another call out we heard this week.
Yep.
That this staff is more hands-on. This kid, having the raw ability he had last year, and now with a little bit more maturity, a nice staff around him, Derek Johnson mentoring him.
Yep.
Good things for Morrow. So,
And I immediately thought back to 2 weeks ago when we had Phil on.
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking about, hey, you want to see Morrow out on the field. You don't want to see Derek Johnson out there.
yeah, it's true.
Because you want to see your young guys actually getting the experience and learning from these vets and actually being on the field.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're talking about him getting significant playing time or at least seeing the field more, like that's a good sign. That's right up where what Phil was talking about.
Yeah.
We want to see that youth become something because that's the future.
That is
right.
Yeah. And especially a guy like that, UDFA, right? Undrafted free agent, wasn't he? So when you're getting talent out of guys like that, you're winning. You're winning.
Hell yeah.
What are you drinking, bro?
Oh, man. Well, I was drinking because it's empty now. But this Ballast Point, man, Fathom IPA. Ballast Point, man, is on point.
I like it.
It was so on point that I already finished. I got to crack another one.
They're big players in the IPA game, huh?
You know what they're famous for is the Sculpin. The Sculpin IPA, the Sculpin, they got a few versions of it. They got like the regular Sculpin, then they got like a grapefruit one. That was pretty on point, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
That's
they got
the one,
that's the one that you see around the most, most people buying.
Yeah.
But obviously they're a craft brewer, so they brew all kinds of stuff.
That's cool. So last night, my lady had a family function. I went over there. I took a case of the peanut butter milk stout. And broke that out for dessert. People were just blown away.
Yep.
Like how do they make a beer taste like this? Just people were like, what is this? I'm like, it's beer. It's a milk stout. Like it's a milk stout. They're like, this is so damn creamy. It tastes like a milkshake.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
that's why I got a couple of them in the bag.
But yeah, and then we had to break out the Don Julio after that.
Woo! You guys were getting it. Oh man,
Yeah.
speaking of drinking. So this Friday, my cousin, he just moved back from Florida. He's been out in Jacksonville for forever.
Oh wow.
Part of the Air Force. He's part of the Air Force, but fireman also.
Okay.
And he just moved back to Kelly. And so he hit up my brother and a couple of my cousins. He's like, hey, man, let's get the cousins together. Let's go out. Let's go have some drinks, whatever. Have a good time. So we went out to a local little spot, chilling and grilling. We had some beers out there. And then we're there, and he's like, hey, if you guys want to get down, I got some moonshine back at the house.
Oh, damn.
And we're like, moonshine? Like store-bought moonshine? He's like, no, like real moonshine from the South. Like, I'm out there, bro. He's like, I got some good, real stuff. We're like, oh, all right. We get back. Sure enough, this dude comes out with the mason jar.
Yeah.
With the moonshine. It's brown, too. It's got some stuff floating around in there. I'm like, ooh, what is that? He's like, that's some apple cinnamon.
Oh, you got the apple pie moonshine.
The apple pie moonshine. I was like, ooh, all right. I was like, yo, I'm gonna have to just go real easy on this. I'm gonna be real beginner on this because I don't want that stuff to get me. I took a sip, man, you can get in trouble with that. You could drink that whole mason jar, and then you be in trouble.
Did I have I told you my apple pie moonshine story?
Nuh-uh.
I'll tell you off the air because I could literally probably get thrown in jail for telling that on the air. You're gonna hear a side of me that you didn't know existed.
Hey, you can't surprise me. I've done some stupid stuff in my lifetime, bro. Yeah, I've done some stupid stuff. I got to tell you some stories too. But,
okay.
But anyways, this
okay.
Damn. But this stuff was it was dangerous, man. It was potent. You could taste how strong it was, but the fact that you didn't go, I don't want to drink this anymore. That's a bad thing, right? You're like, this is definitely high alcohol content, but it tastes really damn good. That's a bad thing, bro.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's about 6:43 right now. We are at the end of our quick hit segment and our random tangent segment. Off season tangents. I love those, by the way. If you don't like them, I don't know. You're at the wrong podcast. I just want to say before we get out, before the break, and we're going to bring Ray on here in about 15 minutes. Just thank you to everybody that's joining us on YouTube. I'm going to get you guys some shout outs at the end of the show. Shout outs for the Twitter followers, but I had a few people chime in over the last week that we were off the air, just really thanking us for all of our hard work. Basically telling us we deserve the week off.
Thank you, man.
One of our listeners, and I won't say his name because I don't want to put him on blast, so to speak. Just he's been going through some personal stuff and said that we're one of the consistent things in his life that he looks forward to. And I felt really bad because then I was like, oh, we got no episode coming out tonight.
Right.
But I really appreciate that. The donations that have come in, we got a little bit of donations coming in. That helps, man. Every little thing helps. It costs me $75 a month to do this podcast and host it for you guys on the various streams. I kept the SoundCloud stream up, which not a lot of activity there, but it's there. And then the Libsyn stream, all that combined, we're not making money. We're spending money to do this show for you guys.
Right.
And I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying that when you chip in, when you chime in money, we really appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
It doesn't go to our pockets. It goes right back in the show. And when we're caught up on our subscription fees, it usually goes into equipment or it goes away and it just gets saved for a rainy day. Whether it's, getting a ticket to get into the stadium the parking lot, I should say, to do a live tailgate, or it's, a mic goes out, or we need a new cable, or, we're working on different ways to get guests on the show. All those things. I think the next purchase we're trying to get is a hotspot.
Hell yeah.
So I could bring that to the tailgate and actually broadcast live from the tailgate.
And that would be fire.
That would be cool. We might need a little generator so we can get the laptop and everything running without the laptop has a battery, the audio interface doesn't. We got a little portable job. It was kind of but it
died on us. It
did die on us.
But the sound was good. The sound was pretty good.
Sound was good. They said those batteries were supposed to last 6 hours. They lasted 15 minutes. I pulled them bitches straight out the package too. Long story short, we appreciate everything. We do this for you guys.
Hell yeah.
As much as we do it for us. We're having a good time, but just seeing the following and the fan base and everybody listening and watching, just knowing that we have an audience, we know that we're not spinning our wheels.
Right.
We're glad you enjoy it. So
right. Yeah.
We appreciate it. And you know what? I go through some stuff too. And this thing is a consistent in my life. I know Che's going to be coming at my door at 5 p.m. on a Sunday, and that makes me smile. You know, I know I'm going to get to talk to Cain, and he's going to set it straight, and that makes me smile.
Yeah.
And of course, all the guests we've had on, very grateful for that too. So,
hell yeah.
The Pillaging Podcast, thanks to you, Kenny and Che. Thank you. And we'll see you guys on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
We out, you.
Peace.
Go Raiders. All right, and we're back, and we're joined this week by Ray Leonard Aspuria from RaiderRamble.com. Welcome to the show, Ray. Let these folks know how they can find you on Twitter, on the internet, who you write for, and what you're all about.
There you go. Well, thank you for having me. I am found on Twitter with the very colorful handle of Jack Aspuria. It's a play on my name, just add the Jack and the ass on the front, and you get my Twitter handle. And you can find me on the Ramble. Love writing for the Ramble. And you can also find me on Full Press Coverage. I write there from time to time as well.
The old FPC. Ray, tell us, you've been with the Ramble for a while now. Tell us a little bit about the Ramble. Some of our listeners that maybe aren't reading. I will say it is a free site. It does not require a subscription, so that's a good thing. Yep. No knock on those that are getting their subscription hustle game on. I get it. The media game is completely different now, and they got to do what they got to do. But the Ramble, completely free. Tell us a little bit about it, man. Give us a little history on that, and why should they be reading the Ramble?
You know, the biggest reason to read the Ramble is just the collection of different personalities and writers that you get on there. For me, for example, I'm like kind of the man that was doing the sports writing as the 9 to 5, and then I left that journalism venture and got contacted by the Ramble, and I decided to start writing again. So, you know, it's just an ability to come back to write about something that I was passionate about, the Oakland Raiders, sports in general. And that's one of the biggest things that is the biggest draw, I think, is you're not getting, you know, an opinion that is shared across the board. You're getting different opinions, right. All at no cost. So that right there is the biggest draw.
Yeah. And it's a slick-looking site. It's got good graphics. It's easy on the eyes. Yeah. So prior to the Ramble, Ray, who were you writing for? What's a little bit, how did Ray get to where he's at right now? Give us a little biography, if you will, autobiography, if you will.
There you go. I started in the journalism game doing the hard news. I was covering murders and crime in Ventura County straight out of high school. And then my mom's biggest joke is my son turned pro straight out of high school. So that's what she would tell everyone. And then she was like, you know what, you need to go get your degree. So I went up all the way up to Eureka, California, Arcata, California, to go to Humboldt State, and then landed editor position, sports editor position up there while I was going to college. So I was up there for maybe like 11, 12 years, to be honest. And they have a big audience for 49ers Raiders. And one of Eureka's own, Ray Maluga, got drafted by the Bengals. And lo and behold, he gets to play the Raiders in Oakland. So, you know, I get to go to that game and cover his rookie year. And then, you know, from then on in, it was all about the Raiders.
That's great, man. So I'm assuming you're a Raider fan, Ray. Is that true?
Yeah. You know, that old adage where fans can't write about the team objectively, I don't believe in that, because I write about the team objectively. You know, sometimes I go hard as a fanboy, but, you know, most of the time I'm out there grilling the team, like just burning them at the stake sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, the fans get to see the team up close and personal. We hold the team under a microscope and nitpick everything. So if anything, I say fans are a little bit more critical. We can be overly optimistic, but when it comes down to the actual game, like we're optimistic in the offseason, for sure. Yep. But when it comes down to the actual game, we will rake you across the coals as fans. We will hold you accountable. And it's, you know, they do say that as a fan, you can't write for the team, but OG vet right here in the Bay Area, Jerry McDonald, he may not profess it on air or in his articles, but the man is a Raider fan, and he's been doing the damn thing for quite a while now.
Yeah.
So so welcome to the show. We're really glad to have you on here. Long overdue. Let's get right into it. So you recently wrote a piece for the Ramble stating that Conley is the next Raiders badass cover corner, and I took that straight from your title.
I like it.
Why do you feel this way? Wolf tickets, or should the nation be truly excited? What exactly does Conley bring to the field that should make us excited?
The one thing that really stood out was this kid came into camp last year and opened eyes. And then he came into camp this year with a whole new coaching staff and is still opening eyes. That right there should tell you how much talent this kid has. Because, you know, camp stars they come every year. But when you do it consistently, from year 1 to year 2, where 2 coaching staffs, the DB coach from Alabama is even saying, man, this kid can play. And Paul Gunther's like, dude, this kid's doing everything we want him to do. that right there was the biggest clue on how good this kid can be. Now it's all up to him.
Right.
So what do you expect to see out of Conley? What kind of numbers would make you happy? And I'm talking realistic numbers, not fanboy numbers, Ray.
Right.
Well,
you know what?
Maybe
the
we
one
can do that
thing.
separately.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying maybe we could do the fanboys, the fanboy numbers after you give us the realistic numbers, man.
There you go. What I'm looking at realistically is at least 10 pass deflections and 2 interceptions. Because once the league learns how sticky this kid is in coverage, he might not see many balls thrown his way.
It's true.
I like it.
So how does Rashawn Melvin benefit from that? Let's speak about his counterpart, Rashawn Melvin. Does he excite you at all?
Melvin, well, the one game that I saw him play in where I was like, who is this dude, is when he was all over Antonio Brown. Like, he was on him like crazy. And I was like, man, the Colts are weak, but they got this dude out here taking people out on an island.
Mm-hmm.
And him across from Conley, I mean, you got to throw it somewhere, right? And those two guys are going to have their opportunities to snag that ball.
Right.
Yep.
Right. So do you think Melvin comes up big this season as a result of Conley basically being a shutdown corner? If he's not getting any looks, Melvin's going to. How does that result for Melvin? What kind of numbers do you expect to see out of Rashawn this year?
You know, Rashawn got his first 3 NFL picks last year. I think he does the same. He gets 3 or 4 double-digit pass deflections because, you know, what they're going to do, teams are going to look at it like the Rams, week 1. They're going to be like, let's test these dudes. And after they test them, they're going to be like, man, these dudes are good. We're going to have to target the slot or something because they got the outsides locked up.
Yeah, Gilchrist, look for opposing teams to move wide receivers around a lot this year against the Raiders as they look for a weak spot in that secondary. And hopefully that's the case, right? And that might just be, again, the fanboy in me speaking, but I like the 2 corners we have right now. I think they complement each other well, right?
Hell yeah. It's definitely an upgrade from last season, yeah?
Yeah, I would say so. And I think even if you roll the dice with Amerson and Smith in the Gunther scheme, you're going to see improved results because Gunther's not going to be playing corners 10 yards off the line of scrimmage in the 4th quarter. That's just not going to happen under his watch.
No.
Right?
Hell no.
Right. He likes the corners right up in the grill of the receiver, pressure them from the start, make them make moves, basically have the receivers put out 100% effort every single time, because when those linebackers are moving and shifting and moving back and that D-line is straight attacking, the quarterback's going to make a choice, and Gunther, more than often, forces that QB to make a bad choice.
And, we've said it before, a good pass rush equals a good secondary and vice versa. And when you get those deceptive linebacker shifts and everything, that creates pause on an offense, and that's all you need to create opportunity for a defense.
Oh, yeah.
So exactly.
Be excited, Raider Nation. You're also in that article in your quick slants. You're bullish on both Fadal Brown and Tank Carradine. Why? Why do these 2 names excite you? Tell us a little bit about these players.
Tank Carradine really caught my eye, especially this past year with the Niners, because once they went back to the 4-3, he really stood out. He's a guy that in his last year at Florida State had double-digit sacks, but where he really stands out is he's got the size and speed to really disrupt the run. And on that Oakland line, other than Khalil Mack, there's no guy you can say, this dude's going to stop the run right here.
Right.
And then Fadal, he's kind of built in that same mold. I mean, it's not every day that John Dorsey looks at a guy and says, I might add this guy to my roster. There's something there. And, he wasn't able to add him over in Cleveland, but that interest alone should make you think, because even the Patriots are looking at him.
Well, that's good news.
Fuck the Patriots.
So if we basically just saying if he gets cut, Patriots are probably going to swoop, and we'll be seeing that guy in an all-star game. We've seen that way too many times, I feel like. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. Patriots have they're just so, even though, we can hate them all we want about the Tuck rule, that is just a well-run organization.
Yeah.
Can't argue that.
And it looks like Gruden's trying to at least mimic some of that stuff, those philosophies, bringing in as many people as he can, bringing on these cutty little players to fight, creating competition in the camp, being multiple, adjusting it to your opponent, and not having the same set every week. Those are the things that we're hearing from Gruden, and it sounds very similar to Belichick, and he's a big Bill Belichick fan, so. Yeah.
Exactly.
Be excited about that too, Raider fan.
He's a fan of success, man. So can you be mad at that?
Cannot be. Let's talk a little bit about Reggie Nelson, Ray. He's getting new life in this year's scheme. He won't be playing single high like he did before, nor will he be getting the same volume of snaps. What to expect out of Reggie in 2018-2019? How do you feel about his return this season?
I tweeted this out, and I felt kind of bad doing it, but it was just like I had to do it. Reggie Nelson has still got the mind for the game, but he doesn't have the legs no more.
Nope.
Yeah.
And I think how you play him is you play him near the box in a more confined zone. I mean, if there's one coach that knows how to use Nelson properly, it's Gunther. Mm-hmm. You got to take him out of single high. He was guessing a lot more last year, and his guess was, he like knew where the ball was going, but his legs would not take him there.
No, and that's shown even more in his pursuit. His pursuit, his angles, he's always behind, man. And that's the one thing that kills me about Nelson. Every time I'm watching a game, whether it's live, if I'm at the stadium or I'm actually at home watching it on TV, I'm just pissed off at Nelson's angles. I always feel like he's taking a bad angle. His pursuit's just wrong. And that has a lot to do with his legs, man.
Right. And I told my buddy, I said, he's all like, how would you compare him? I said, well, if he's a Madden player, his awareness is 90, but his speed and acceleration is a 60.
That's a good way to put it. So, in other words, his biggest value, I think, this year is getting the rest of these kids in the secondary up to speed on Paul Gunther's system, installing that system, and then playing in sub-packages that cater to the skill set he has left.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. That's the best spot you can put him in, because the knowledge he has up there in that noggin, if that can filter down to Carl Joseph, Obi, any of those safeties, that's a boon for the Raiders.
Now, is he going to be your starting free safety or strong safety this year? Or neither?
Ooh, man, you know what? I envision Gilchrist and Joseph as the starting safeties, to be honest. And then when they go into like a nickel, the big nickel, or 4-2-5, I see Gilchrist dropping down the slot, and then Nelson comes in and back ends with Joseph.
And then who's your other nickel corner in that system?
Man, there's so many to pick.
Yeah.
There's so many to pick. I mean, at first I thought, even though I can't believe I'm saying this, but even though he came in with such a strange background where he was found drunk in front of near the Eagles facility,
right,
I think Worley might be the guy there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing both names, Gilchrist and Worley, and again, that might just be determined by package and personnel, right?
Yeah, because I mean, Nick Nelson, the guy they drafted, he's more of an outside guy you leave on an island. I mean, he did play the slot, but he played much better out on the island.
Yeah, and we'll see, because he's young. I mean, the nickel might be a position they use to ease him in, because you don't want to put that guy on the island. Obviously, Melvin and Conley are going to be handling that duty. But, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of names in the hat right now, and I guess the camp competition is really going to determine who's the guy that we see there, 80% of the snaps, because it's going to change. It's going to shift around based on personnel. And then, of course, come week 8, somebody's not cutting it. They're going to shift and get someone else in there. But it's nice to actually have a bevy of names in the secondary that are at least capable of getting the job done.
Exactly. I mean, don't be surprised too if 30-plus-year-old Leon Hall finds his way in the slot too.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, there really is a lot of names out there.
There is.
Dang.
We did some work over the offseason.
So out of those names you mentioned Nelson, you mentioned Worley, you mentioned Hall and Gilchrist. Who's the cut there?
Ooh, that one's going to be, a little tougher, because you do want a guy that has that veteran savvy. I mean, that's the Gruden, that's the Gruden forte, But if it were based off of those guys and based off of just how you want to build a team, to me, if I was the GM, I would take Hall out of the equation before I took any of the other guys out.
All right. Hot takes. Hot. All right, Ray, let's move it right along here. You also recently wrote a piece on long shot defender Emmanuel Lamer, in which you were also high on this kid's talent and experience with Paul Gunther. Expound upon this and tell the rest of our fans why they should be hyped up on Lamer or Lamour.
Lamer, he reminds me of most closely is Nicholas Morrow.
Okay.
The Raiders undrafted cat from last year, because even though he's a bigger dude at 6'3", almost 6'4", 240, 250, Lamer was a safety in college that they moved down to linebacker. So he's a guy that can move, that can drop into zones and, cover a little man-to-man in that Paul Gunther scheme where linebackers are not only responsible for run defense, but also the pass defense, a little bit of blitzing. I mean, that year he started, he had total of 90 tackles and a couple picks. And, that coming from a guy that you didn't expect that from, I think that should tell you a lot about how Gunther is able to maximize talent, because Lamer is comfortable in that. And here's the greatest deal, in my opinion, is he's a special teams ace. So if he doesn't fit in the defensive starter, he's going to be that dude on special teams that you can rely on.
Okay.
Very valuable on a John Gruden team. If you can find a spot on special teams, John Gruden is going to take care of you.
Hell yeah.
If you can prove your worth and play across two squads, he's going to hold you up on a pedestal.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad you mentioned Morrow, and I'm glad you compared him, because it's time for cuts once again. Who do you keep, Lamer or Morrow?
Ooh, that one's another one. I would lean towards keeping Morrow because he's got the younger, fresh legs. He could still be taught a lot more. And I was watching this cut up of Morrow's film, and he took cover responsibility and stuck with the slot receiver. And I was like, dang, that's from, he was a DB in college, a DB linebacker hybrid, but you don't expect that from a dude who's lining up in the inside or on the outside at linebacker to stick with the slot receiver.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's a tough choice right there. I feel like those two guys are in a similar position on this roster. Maybe, not exactly the same. Morrow's probably the incumbent. He is the incumbent. He's been here, and then Lamer with a little bit more experience. It's the scale sort of balances out with different bullet points on each side. So that is a tough decision.
Exactly.
But you're going with youth and ceiling here over experience and maybe a guy that's sort of plateaued. Maybe. That's a good choice.
Right.
Can't argue with that.
Because you don't want to see Morrow end up with New England and be like, oh, there's their next starting linebacker.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that shit would happen, right?
That
shit would happen to us, right?
Yeah. Who was the last guy I remember? Was it Sterling Moore? Was that his name? Corner that played for us? Moore?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we released him. He went to New England, and he had a pretty nice little time over there in New England. He did okay. He flashed.
Exactly.
So, Ray, you're about my age. I think we're two guys, similar generation. You too, Che, right? The three of us. So we grew up in the golden era of professional wrestling. And Ray, I know you're a big wrestling fan, so give me your top 5 pro wrestlers.
Oh, this better be good.
From your childhood.
This is gonna be solid.
From your childhood.
Oh man, okay.
I gotta set a cutoff
from my
here,
childhood.
Though. Hold on, pause.
From my childhood.
I gotta set a cutoff here, though. Okay, because a lot of people are gonna try to jump to the Monday Night Raw era. You're a little older than that, right? I'm 40 years old. I don't know what. Okay, so I'm talking about the golden era. I don't want to hear The Rock. I don't want to hear that.
No.
All right. No, I got you.
Okay. All right. Good.
I got you.
Let it rip.
I got
Your
you.
top 5, no particular
so my
order.
All-time, I'll go 5-1. How about that?
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
I like it.
Okay.
He's ready for this.
Number 5 is Surfer Sting. None of the Crow Sting, none of that. The Surfer Bleach Blonde Sting.
Bleach blonde. That's when he was with the Warrior, with the Dingo.
The Dingo Warrior. So that's my number 5 cat. All right, and number 4, this is a name that surprises most people, but Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah,
ooh, great personality. Yeah,
Dude, Honky Tonk
out there with Jimmy Hart, man.
Took the Intercontinental title from my number 3 guy and ran with it. And my number 3 guy, of course, is Ricky Steamboat.
Oh,
good pull.
The Dragon.
Yeah, on my list as
well. Number 2 is NWA version of Ric Flair.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, little WCW action.
that dude went all over the place in one. And then my all-time favorite, the Macho King, Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
We've been me and my friend have been doing dirty Macho Man Randy Savage. I'm not gonna pull any of that out here on the show, but there's a lot involved with Miss Elizabeth and oh yeah, WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's that's my top 5. And I got asked the other day. They said, Ray, who's your number 1 wrestler in the world right now? And it's some dude in Japan named Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega.
Yeah, the Japanese wrestling is making a real strong push right now.
Yeah.
If he ever comes to America and gets watered down by the WWE, but if he ever comes over here, you're gonna be surprised with what that kid can do, basically.
Now, pro wrestling.
Well, hold on. I have a question for you, Ray.
Okay.
I have a question for you, Ray.
Okay.
Have you dabbled in the Lucha Underground?
That's a good question.
Have you dabbled in the El Rey Network Lucha Underground?
That's a great show.
I dipped into it just because of Chavo Guerrero.
Yeah.
Because I always thought that dude was a character that didn't get used properly.
Yeah.
And then, the sci-fi elements, man, when I first saw it, I was expecting, like, Predator to come out and start wrestling. Like, that would have been sick if this came out and started wrestling. Like, the screen went infrared.
Right.
That would have been tight. Yeah, I think that Lucha Underground, the quality of wrestling is just, it's really high. I mean, I left the WWF before it became the WWE.
That's right, WWF.
Right.
Yeah. I bailed early. I bailed before the whole Monday Night Wars and all that. I was
there.
A kid.
You go.
I kind of bailed out. Now I tried tuning in. I had a roommate like 10 years ago who was really into wrestling, and it's just so much talking, man. It's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's an adult show now. It's not for kids.
Yeah.
And the kid in me wants to see that.
Hell yeah.
And I think the Lucha Underground caters to that pretty well. I mean, there's some adult themes there, but it's high-flying action. It's a lot of wrestling. The storylines are airtight. It's week to week. They don't spend too much time on anything.
Yeah.
I think it's a good show.
It is.
And I love the
I got
LA
you.
Network. Yeah. Top 5. You got a top 5 list?
Oh, hell yeah.
Give it to me.
Hell yeah. Here we go. Let's see. Let's go. Number 5, some Junkyard Dog. Let's throw some JD. Yeah,
JYD.
Yeah, JYD.
Ooh.
Some Junkyard Dog. Let's throw a little bit of you know what? Jake the Snake, man.
Jake the Snake, yeah.
Jake the Snake, because Zeus didn't want none of that python, bro. Zeus didn't want none of that python. All right, I'm gonna go all WWF, by the way, because that's what I was raised on.
There you go.
Number three, I'm gonna have to go with Macho. I'm gonna have to go with Macho Man.
Nice.
I'm gonna go with Macho Man just because he was right there. He was like my favorite outside of Hulk. I'm gonna put Hulk at number 2.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan, just because that was my era.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan, you were doing the ear. you were listening. You were listening for the crowd. You were doing that one, right? And then Ultimate Warrior, man.
Yeah.
The Ultimate Warrior got me juiced, bro. When the Ultimate Warrior, when that song came on,
Yeah.
dun, 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 hey,
If that didn't pump you
it
up.
was over, bro. It was
Yeah.
over. We were running through the house, knocking over dishes, elbowing fridges. Like, it was on, dude. That was it.
I want to give an honorable mention to Big Boss Man.
Hell yeah. The big
Oh,
boss
man.
Yeah.
Hey, Demolition, man.
Tag team.
They had the spikes that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think next time we bring Ray on, we got to go tag team list because that's a whole nother list.
That's a
right?
whole nother list.
But honorable mention to Big Boss Man, Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
Superfly was dope.
And some of you guys may not know this one.
Superfly.
This one's kind of cutty, but Leaping Lenny Popo, also known as the Genius. I thought he had a great mouth.
Oh, yeah.
He was good on the mic. He liked to throw the frisbees out there.
What-
Honorable mention.
What about a little bit of Ravishing Rick Rude, man?
Oh, Ravishing Rick Rude.
Rick
yeah.
Rude.
He was one of my favorites just because he used to bring the ladies up into the ring, bro.
Yeah. I remember.
The one lady that was in the stands amongst all the nerds, right? Just picked the one lady out, brought her up in the ring.
I remember not knowing why I felt so uncomfortable when he entered the ring. When I was a kid, I was like, I feel really uncomfortable about this. I don't know. Yeah. Adrian Adonis I always thought was like, this is strange. And then a big honorable mention, Rowdy Piper.
Yeah, Rowdy, man.
Oh, Piper. That's right.
Yeah.
He was a character.
He put a lot of guys over, and also one of my favorite movies from the 80s, They Live, was a star in that film. It was a great film. So
Yeah.
The original Obey was in that movie. Yeah. Well, Ray, it's fantastic having you on. Anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
You know what? You brought up Piper. If you guys ever get a chance, listeners too, look up the video and watch it on YouTube of Piper's pit when he talked about hitting Jimmy Fly Snuka over the head with a coconut. It's classic.
Wow. I got to pull that up during the break. Good looking out.
You will enjoy it, let me tell you.
Ray, man, it's fantastic having you on. You're a great writer. Please follow this guy at Jack Aspuria. Read him on RaiderRamble.com every single week. He's always putting out content. You are holding it down over there for the Ramble, man. I want to congratulate you on that. And
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll get you back on here sooner than later. Probably talk to you again sometime just before or maybe even during the regular season, which is quickly approaching. Are you feeling preseason coming close? Can you feel it?
You can feel it, man. I'm already looking at like who's gonna make when they pare down from 90.
Yeah.
From then on, I'm like, are you trying to identify cats that potentially make the team?
Yeah, maybe that's a good time to have you back on. We'll talk about the camp cuts.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Ray's cuts.
There you go.
Yeah, more cuts than Brutus the Barber. Chill.
There you go.
All right, brother. You have a tremendous rest of your Sunday afternoon, and I'll catch up with you probably on the interwebs tomorrow morning.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, man. Sugar Ray Leonard
Aspuria.
Maybe I should just leave the last name off when I put the podcast out with Sugar Ray Leonard. People like,
man, you get like 1 million hits, right?
Oh, damn, Sugar Ray Leonard sounding mighty Mexican right now. You didn't know.
Talking about wrestling? You was talking about wrestling, man.
Yeah. Ray's hella cool. Definitely follow him on Twitter. He's a good guy. Again, he's one of the few that, I won't say one of the few, but his fan interaction is on point.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Yeah.
He was good.
Got a little bit of that.
He's a good follow.
Spend a little bit more time with him, you get a little bit more.
Yeah, sometimes you got to pull it out of them.
Yeah.
You can't just be all Raiders business all the time. We're here to pillage for fun.
For fun.
Yeah.
This is for fun, people. So we do this shit for fun.
That's right. We put the PH in fun, and that's how we get down. Don Day just shouted out the Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
You know, I missed the WCW. I didn't really follow the WCW.
Hey, but the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
Yep.
They just had a documentary on him put out not that long ago.
I gotta check that out.
About his life. He had kind of up and down his family life, because he was living that. He was kind of like Ric Flair. They really lived that life, man.
Wow.
Like their persona.
Yeah.
Like they took that home with them. They were partying out. They were getting crazy. They were getting funky out there, man. And then they go home to their wife and kids, and they're just like not happy at all.
I never trusted the two-tone facial hair situation with the blonde hair and the brown beard, or the other way around. Forget. Never trusted that.
And that sparkly ass tuxedo jacket,
Yeah. I don't know. And then he had Virgil was always following him around everywhere.
That was questionable.
That was suspect.
It's questionable.
Suspect. You had to go make your own damn help.
Virgil didn't want nothing to do with that snake either, man. Hey, Jake the Snake had that python on everybody, man. Nobody wanted none of that business, man.
Watch your mouth, Che. Watch your mouth, Che. Yeah, and on that note, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to listen to your calls. We'll come back on the other side, respond to your calls, and we'll get in here with Cain's Corner. Hopefully he's available this week. He's a busy man, but we're going to check in with him. It's been a couple weeks. But yeah.
Yeah.
You ready?
Hell yeah.
Go Raiders.
Peace.
How's it going? This is Anthony at Raider Viper. Just had a quick couple thoughts. With all our depth on offense, we should be unstoppable. I mean, our D is totally downplayed by the media and the so-called experts. Our band of misfits and underrated players will be an advantage, I think, the team's preparing for us. I love being hated. I love being underestimated. It's the Raider way. And it makes it that much sweeter when we win. Blah! Go Raiders. Peace.
What's up, nation? It's Juice, Cain, and our boy Che. What's up, guys? Special shout out to the bloggers. What's really going on? Hey guys, I know there's really not a whole lot going on in Raider Land, but I'm getting excited, kind of getting fired up over here. And I know it's early, but I don't know if it's the OTAs or listening to the podcast or hanging out on the blog, but I don't know, man. I'm starting to get excited. I know I'd called in before and said I was cautiously optimistic about Gruden beating back, but seeing what he's doing, I'm excited. To see a legit offense out here, an offensive mind. Ready to see Lynch, hopefully ready to go game one, because after the suspension last year and maybe Miami on, he was ready to go. So hopefully this series ready to go game one. Martavis Bryant, I'm excited to see him, bring speed kills back to Oakland. So that'll be cool. Jordy Nelson stepping in for Crabtree, so I'm looking forward to seeing him on, sure hands on third down. And, a really good target in the red zone. I know he's been known for that in red zone, looks. And really excited about seeing our boy Coop in the slot. I know last year you guys were talking about it on the podcast, and we were singing about it on the blog. What do? We put him in the slot against Kansas City when we were in Oakland, and what does he do? He makes a mockery of their freaking secondary. So what is our, awesome offensive mind do last year? We stopped using him in the slot very often. Same thing with the play action. We were saying, hey, that's a really good thing, and we did it every once in a while, and it worked. So what do? We stopped using it. So this year, looking forward to seeing our offense move along. But really, they've been kind of the bright spot the last couple of years. So really, I'm excited to see what Paul Dempster does with our defense. And it's good we hired a guy that, has been doing this a while. He's not the guy behind the guy or, guy getting his first shot at this. No, he's well respected around the NFL. So we'll see what he does. My only fear, my biggest nightmare is seeing, the other team dancing around in the end zone and all four of our DBs are looking at each other with their hands up like, which way do we go? Was that your guy, my guy? That's what I'm worried about. But hopefully they're doing their homework right now. Kicking ass in the classroom and on the field out there for OTAs, figuring it out. I'm excited to see Conley back playing the full season. I know he only did maybe 2 games last year, and I always see him breaking up that pass against, I think it was the Jets, and he has the wherewithal to try to tip it back to the garbage man himself, Reggie Nelson, who has no idea what to do with the ball as it's coming to him. But anyway, excited to see Conley, Obi, Melifon, Wu-Tang, whatever his name is, hey guys, it's Juice again. I got cut off, but you can't hold me down, not like that. Anyways, I was saying, Obi, last year they had Obi on the NFL Network, and they were saying, oh, your name's Obi, what's your favorite movie, whatever, and he's like, I didn't even know who Obi-Wan Kenobi was. I'd only seen one Star Wars movie, whatever. So that's pretty much all I need to know about that guy. But I'm excited to see, Mo Hurst. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and tell you I followed him in college or anything like that. But, if he can give us that pressure up the middle, that push in the middle that we've been needing. And yes, all the bloggers, that's very much a beach thing to say, putting pressure in the middle. Anyway, but I'm excited to see it because I'm tired of seeing Irvin and Mac getting pushed around the outside, running past the quarterback, seeing him step up, completing passes all day. So looking forward to that. I'm a little bummed out because I'm a big Bowman guy, and I was kind of bummed they didn't bring him back, but oh well. We brought in old man Derek Johnson, and we'll see. His coverage skills are still there. Hopefully he's still there. Plus, maybe Mark Ali. We'll see what he does. He's a run stopper. Derek Johnson, the coverage guy. Plus, we'll have, what's his name? Whitehead. I believe his name is Whitehead. Tahir Whitehead. He'll be doing his thing. And then I read a couple days ago that Michael Kendricks might be coming by. So it's interesting. We'll see, guys. I'm excited. But anyway, Cain, you got to book a new guy on the show. Bring in Mayor McCheese. So you guys can figure out a good, burger place together. Che, I know you're a busy man. Thanks for making the time every week to be here. And Kenny, I know how hard you work, man. And I appreciate it, brother. We all do. The middle finger goes to the ice cold honky. And always go Raiders.
Kenny, Che, what up, man? It's the freaking WAP, man. So, I guess we're not getting Kendricks. that linebacker. I didn't think we were going to get him anyways, just because you can't entice people with a handful of $1 bills. You ain't got shit to give. I still think we need to worry about Mac. Everyone keeps saying that. That's no new news there. But going off of that Gruden, or not the Gruden, the Gannon and Stabler quarterback, I mean, obviously everyone goes with Stabler, but, you know, I think Che and I, we kind of think Gannon's the shit, a little underrated, and everyone thinks he's garbage, man, but that dude, for being an old quarterback, he earned every inch. You never saw that dude pussy out, ever. So to me, I want a quarterback hard as nails. Because if he old as shit, throwing that ball down, taking hard ass hits and getting back up, that's believe the young bucks gonna be coming back up and be like, well, shit, we got to do what he's doing. And as far as the burger thing, man, I don't know why everyone thinks In-N-Out is this badass burger. That is the saddest looking burger I've ever seen in my life. Even if you get it animal style, that's still a sad looking burger. And their fries are horrible. You can't. Those are the worst fries on the planet. I'd rather eat Carl's Jr. than that shit. But other than that, there's really not much going on with the Raiders. But you guys keep doing what you're supposed to do, man. You guys, every single podcast is hot. I like it. You guys are doing right. Represent Raider Nation well. You're respectable. Everyone's gotta like that. Go Raiders. You guys have a good weekend. It's nice and hot out here in the desert, going to about 105, maybe 110 today. I'm gonna have myself a beer and just call it a day. All right, man. You guys take care. Che, Kenny, Cain. See you later, man.
Che and Kenny, what's going on? Don calling from Queens. Happy to hear that y'all both off injury reserve and ready to give us a full pod. It's coming in the evening tonight. Sitting here watching NFL Network, how we're beating the hell out of Denver. We're smacking around, foreseeing our future. Let's go on and say, not much to talk about. Wish this Aaron Donald for Lil Mac can't get over with. Love seeing them both sign. You know, rather Donald get signed first, then Mac get signed right behind him. I want to see how Sean McVay and John Gruden, how to match up as these two elite defenders. First game of the year, Monday night, of course. Alright, so y'all have a good evening. Have a great podcast. Looking forward to it. Need some laughs. Yeah, I got my man with the magical food recipes and the good food. Maybe I come out there, give me some good spots to go to. Alright, y'all two fellas take it light. Peace.
What's up, guys? Harry here, the anonymously placed accent from outside the US dude. Glad you're feeling better, Kenny, and it's good to hear you guys back on air again. I can't wait to hear it. I was just wondering, one question. So, who do you think has the best chance of being an outsider and making it into the 53-man roster for this season? I've been hearing a lot of talk about Nicholas Morrow, the linebacker, I think, coming into the squad, and he's doing well in training camp at the moment. And I'm just wondering what your guys' take is on this question. Anyway, have a good one, guys. Cheers.
Hey, guys. It's DJ Johnny here. I was going to comment, last year, all the experts had us in the Super Bowl, playing Dallas. We were this, we were that, we were this, we were that. You know what? I wasn't really feeling it at the time. In this offseason, we're getting a lot of grief for the off-season, which I think was a great off-season. So, in my opinion, we know the Raiders more than a lot of these experts who just kind of do a cursory look at the roster or, look at stats and, try to, come up with an opinion about us. But, I mean, what a major hole to fill with Maurice Hurst in the line. And that was a major, major need. And then at corner, Rashawn Melvin was one of the best corners out there in the league last year. That was a free agent steal. And Conley being healthy, that looks good. And then in linebacker, I mean, Derek Johnson. At first I thought, okay, there's some old guy, you know, we don't need him, and why are we getting some old guy that's past his prime? But I think he might have a year or two left. And he's a veteran, I mean, with talent, all-pro player. I think he's got some juice left. Whitehead, solid. So, I mean, just on the defense alone, we've addressed all these areas. Gilchrist, even the depth in the secondary, Worley and Gilchrist, and, I mean, Nick Nelson, the draft pick. So, to me, my opinion is that was a tremendous offseason so far. I'm not thrilled with Breno Giacomini, or whatever his name is, or Doug Martin. Those are probably the two that stand out as head scratchers. But outside of that, I think it was a great offseason, and I am feeling it this year as opposed to last year, more so, you know, in a year where we were predicted to be Super Bowl contestants. Anyway, thanks. Appreciate the time. Have a good one. Bye.
And we're back. Back at it again. Back in the saddle. But you know it. Let's respond to some of these callers, man. Right off the top, Anthony at Raider Lifer. We should be unstoppable. We should be unstoppable. Like I said in the first half of the show, we will be stopped. But we should be much improved. You know, we look at the roster now and people are thinking, how is anybody going to beat us? You know, it's not going to be perfect. We're going to take our lumps. We're going to make mistakes. It's human beings out there playing the game, for crying out loud. But I get what you're saying, Anthony, man. It's a much improved team. And they are being counted out. And I think who else alluded to that? DJ Johnny. You know, we were the favorites last year. Now we're kind of being counted out again this year. As a Raider fan, as a Raider player, that's exactly right where you want to be. You want to be hated.
Hell yeah.
Underrated.
Yep.
Underestimated.
Yep.
We like being hated too, but nobody hates us. Everybody loves the show. It's like,
come on, give us some reasons to get better, guys.
We got one hater out there.
Ice cold.
That's it.
We're looking at you, man.
Awful quiet right now in the chat. He might be busy. I don't know. I don't know what he's busy doing, to be honest with you. Maybe working on that accent. I don't know. Juice, man, it has been an exciting offseason, brother. It's not just you. I don't think you're the only one. Lots of good photos, a lot of great sound bites. The OTA interviews have been fantastic.
Yeah.
Coordinators, head coach, players taking longer than usual at the podium.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of good info out of OTAs right now. So it has been. Good job on pronouncing Martavis correctly.
That's right.
Just want to take this point to remind you that it's actually Tahir Whitehead. It's not Tahir. So
what happens when you call into a show with a lit major for a producer and a host, man?
That's it. I mean, my share of mistakes too, but yeah. So just to reset that, it is Martavis, not Martavius. You got that right, and appreciate the pause you took. And then it's Tahir Whitehead. It's not Tahir Whitehead. It's very tempting to say that, though. You know, you wouldn't know that. In fact, I think when we first signed him, the article I read even had a parenthetical note pronounced Tahir. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I got that.
Just think of it. Just think of it in the terms of like maybe the H. The H is the only thing that's in Spanish.
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't hear the H.
That's
in
right.
Spanish.
Right. It's like tire with an extra syllable in there. Tire.
It's like yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's cool and smooth like helado. That's ice cream, bro. That's ice cream. Cooper in the slot, major key, man, major key. Cooper in the slot's an automatic mismatch for just about any team. We're gonna see a lot of that this year, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, made a good point. Everything that was working well for us, we decided to stop doing last year because they would expect us to do that, right?
Yeah. Why would we continue to do something that works?
4th and 6. Let's run the ball. They're not expecting that.
They're never going to expect it.
So they're expecting run here, which means they're probably expecting us to go play action because they know we're expecting run. So we're not going to do play action. We're actually going to run. No, wait. Bubble screen. Perfect. Brilliant. I love it. You're overthinking this stuff, man. Somebody get Obi a Star Wars tape right now. These young bucks though. He might hate it. He may not like the movie.
Yeah, well, put him on some old school shit. Don't give him the 1, 2, 3. Give him the 4, 5, 6.
Right, not the Ewan McGregor. Obi-Wan
yeah,
Kenobi.
man.
Yeah,
give him the real Obi-Wan, the one that was just a fucking a goddamn
Alec Guinness.
Yeah,
Alec Guinness. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
He was just what was it a hologram most of the fucking movie, basically.
Yeah. And he's getting his own backstory film too, which is going to be exciting.
Oh shit, he's going to get there's going to be an Obi-Wan movie?
Yeah, they just announced Obi-Wan and Boba Fett.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'll watch. I just saw Solo. I thought it was a fun film.
Okay, I was waiting for it because you never told me. You never told me about it. I was like, ooh, was it not good?
It was a lot of fun, man.
Okay,
people again.
There's been some haters out there.
These people have been pouring over these films for 40 years, and then they go into the film and like they already have their movie constructed in their head,
right?
And when the movie on the screen doesn't match that, they're gonna hate on it.
Hey, this is what I say to those motherfuckers. Can you make that movie in your head? Can you put that shit together on film? Then shut the hell up, man.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. This part was corny and that part was corny. There were some corny parts in Solo, but go back and watch the original Star Wars. There's a lot of corny moments in those movies. We were kids when we fell in love with those films, and these films today are meant for the kids. They're not meant for you, man.
It's for the kids.
It's for the kids. Trick Daddy loved the kids. Yeah, so I just go into it wide open. There's a couple cringy parts, but yeah, it's just all in good fun. It's some tongue-in-cheek stuff. It's cool, man. I think the only part, and this maybe minor spoiler alert, is when Han meets Chewbacca for the first time in the film.
Okay.
How they meet was cool, how they met, but him speaking Wookiee to him was a little like, but makes sense. I mean...
well, they became best buddies, man. So
yeah.
They had to have some connection, right?
But the kid they got to play Solo was great. I really felt like he had the rhythm, the cadence of the talk down, and the facial expressions. I think he just nailed Harrison Ford. Like, definitely nailed it. Yeah, it's good, man. It's good. Check it out.
I got to, man. I got to.
It's a lot of fun. So here we go. Wop Raider, man, calling in every week, quickly becoming again one of our favorite callers. Definitely one of my favorite personalities on Twitter. Wop's a lot of fun.
Yeah. What a man.
What a man. And just subscribe to us on YouTube, so we appreciate that. I saw that. I think it was earlier today or yesterday. So, man, In-N-Out is a very controversial burger. And I've said it before, you either love it or hate it. I will say it is an overhyped cheeseburger.
There's definitely a lot of hype behind In-N-Out. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hype behind it, man.
I just like the consistency. I can go into any location and the burger is exactly the same. It's always fresh. It's simple, man. It's not mind blowing. It's just a simple, good burger.
But you gotta understand, man. We're not trying to say that In-N-Out is the burger of all burgers. We're just saying compared to a lot of the other trash out there.
Oh yeah,
right. Like that's a pretty good choice right there. It's a pretty nice choice to have besides McDonald's, Burger King.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Come on,
and it's cheap.
Yeah. That's the other thing.
I don't know. The burger can't be tried. Every time I go into the location, I'm like, it really got this many people inside here right now. But people like the In-N-Out burger. I like the In-N-Out burger. I like it a lot. But we spent a lot of time talking about burgers on this podcast. Gannon was a grizzled vet for show. Hard to pick a favorite Raiders quarterback. Even some of the not so great guys. A lot of personality there. If you had to pick, who's your favorite Raider quarterback? Just your favorite.
Well, I mean, listen, you got to look at it from perspective of when you were viewing, when you were actually viewing. If I got to go from the time that I started watching Raider games, it's got to be either Haas or it's got to be Gannon.
Okay,
and it's just because they were the two most successful quarterbacks during the era which I was watching.
Right,
obviously. All respect goes to Stabler. All respect goes to Plunkett, right? Those guys are legends. They forever will be, and they're probably considered. Stabler's probably considered number one.
Yeah,
hands down.
Yeah,
but you got to give a little bit of credit to Gannon, man. Gannon was the two-time MVP. Like, come on, man. He was doing his damn thing. He was breaking records. And if you go back and you look at the amount of work that this dude put in the short period of time that he actually played with us, then you gotta have a whole new respect for him, man, because he put up some numbers. You're talking about a dude that's he's ranked second or third all time for the Raiders, and he only played 5 seasons?
Yeah.
So come on now.
At the end of his career.
Yeah.
Injured several times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to give him credit, man. That's why I put that GIF out there, man. You got to put some respect on his name.
Yeah, do that, man. I think my guy's got to be Plunkett with Gannon right there next to him. Plunkett just because when I got into the Raiders because of Jim Plunkett. My dad really liked Jim at that time in the 80s, and then I started collecting the football cards, and I went back and I collected every Plunkett card. So I got his rookie card all the way up to the last season he played with the Raiders, and being a stats junkie as a kid, reading the back of those cards, thinking to myself, damn, this guy really was trash. I mean, he was the underdog, and I think being the epitome of the underdog really matched up with that Raiders, mystique and swagger, and then taking an underdog wild card team and winning the Super Bowl for the first time in NFL history. Just sold me on Jim Plunkett. I wish I got to watch him when I was a little bit older, so I knew more of what was really going down.
Right.
But then, the other guy right there is Rich Gannon. When I was really into the Oakland Raiders, I mean, consuming everything I could, listening to talk radio every moment of the day, going to like 7 home games a year, attending my first playoff game. It was Rich Gannon at the helm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And there's a lot of other quarterbacks that we had in that time, man.
Oh, yeah.
But the ones that stick out in your mind, I mean, listen, the only reason why Jay Schrader even pops up in my head is because of Tecmo Bowl.
Right.
Okay? Because I knew he was a quarterback, but I never threw the ball. I ran the ball with Bo Jackson, baby. Come on now.
I think he wore number 13, right?
Yep.
That was maybe the
13.
Coolest thing about
15 was Haas, right? Haas was 15.
Yeah. I remember pulling for Berline back in the Schrader days. I wanted Berline.
Berline got some play. He got a little bit of play.
Haas, though, tough son of a bitch. You got to say that. He's a gunslinger as well. He hung in there when he was surrounded by trash, man.
Yep.
He got some.
All he had was Timmy, man. All he had was Timmy.
That's it.
That was it. James Jet.
Rocket
Ishmael.
Speedsters. Track stars. Down from Queens, man. Not much to talk about indeed, but here we are talking anyways.
Yeah.
Talking about
We're talking about talk.
We appreciate the call every week, Don. Good stuff. Obviously,
Hell yeah.
Calling from the East Coast and joining us on the YouTube stream almost every week. So I know it's laid out there for y'all. So we appreciate the dedication. The guy with the anonymous outside the U.S. accent. I'm glad you picked a new nickname. Kind of rolls off the tongue. You're asking who's the outside shot to make the roster. Who do you got, Che? Who's your outside shot? I mean, right now we're fans, so we feel like everyone's like a baller, maybe.
Yeah.
But outside shot, he's talking about Morrow, which arguably is and isn't an outside shot.
I don't think Morrow's an outside shot. I think Morrow's a guarantee.
I think he's
I think he's a guarantee. I would say an Azim Victor would be more of an outside shot.
Okay. Yeah, that's
right?
definitely an outside shot.
He's more of an outside shot. He's a rookie. He's just got drafted late in the round, late rounds. And so him either making the 53-man roster or ending up on the practice squad, that's the big shot for me. If you're talking linebacker. But I think we got people at every position because, man, we filled up this team, bro. We filled up with backup after backup after backup, man. So there's going to be a lot of guys out there that are long shot. We have a lot of long shots, bro.
Here's my long shot, Navarre Bowman.
Oh.
Don't at me.
Oh, hot take.
And then lastly, DJ Johnny, solid caller. I was saying off the air, you're so well-spoken, Johnny, that the Google transcription is like perfect almost to the letter on your call.
It's like butter.
Yeah, you got a voice for radio. I know it's DJ Johnny. I don't know if you're on the air somewhere, but
if you are, man, hey, let us know.
Yeah, we want to plug that.
Hell yeah.
Fans know more, Johnny, man. You said it well. Fans know more than the experts. To the experts' credit, quote-unquote experts, they got to cover everybody all the time.
Yeah.
We got the luxury of just kicking back and consuming all the Raiders info that we can and just, like we said earlier, just really looking at these teams with like a fine-tooth comb underneath a microscope. But you're right, man. Fans have every reason to be excited until this team proves us wrong, which I hope they don't.
Right.
If they come out week one and they don't win, I said earlier I don't expect them to win, but I also don't expect them to lay a dud.
That's right.
I think they're going to fight against the Rams. And if they do win, that's a hell of a precedent for the rest of the season.
I expect them to win.
Because I
called that win.
I know you do.
So you remember it when we get that W.
I will remember it. I have a feeling you will not let me forget. I will gladly eat crow there. I will eat a giant bowl of crow. Whenever somebody says eat crow, it always reminds me of grape nuts. You ever make the mistake of just pouring way too many grape nuts in the bowl?
Yeah, because it doesn't look like a whole lot, bro. So you're like, with regular cereal, maybe like a mini wheats, you fill up like half the bowl, you're good. But you fill up a half a bowl with grape nuts, good luck, bro. You're going to be chewing till fucking 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I made that mistake. My granny was like, "You're going to finish that bowl, Jay." I was like, "It's 12:30 in the afternoon, Granny."
I need more milk.
Mouth all raw. You eat a half a bowl of grape nuts, you're filling up 4 bowls on the back end, if you know what I mean. I was shitting bricks all week. At 9, I was 9 years old. Should not have that kind of fiber intake at 9 years old. Bro.
Hey, you got a good metabolism at that point, man. You don't need fiber, bro.
There were things coming out of me I didn't know I ate. The plastic part of the ring pop shot out of me. I was like, I didn't even know I ate the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, that was wild, man. Wow. But great additions this year, DJ Johnny. We made some great additions, and not only just good pieces, but pieces that fill holes. As it looks right now on paper, hopefully that all pans out. But I'm feeling pretty damn optimistic. You feeling optimistic?
Hell yeah.
That's good.
Hell yeah, man.
But yeah, man, those are the calls. You wanted to address, the Gannon thing. You addressed that.
Yeah.
The GIF, yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, put some respect on that,
Put
man.
some respect on my name.
Who's disrespecting Gannon anyway?
Nobody better be disrespecting Gannon, man.
That's
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, fuck out of here. Good evening, Sean Grogan. Just joining the YouTube chat right now. Those of you listening to the podcast, if you have not joined us on the YouTube live stream, I encourage you to do so. It is a lot of fun. It's very interactive. I like watching the chat over here. We don't get to interact like a lot, but I like to sort of put a pin in some of these things and get back to them in the back half of the show during the ICU segment. Again, those of you on YouTube right now, give us your ICU questions. We're going to respond to a few of your questions on the back half of the show. We're going to take a short break right now. We're going to come back with Raider Cain on air.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got an additional guest on the back half of the show, too. We're going to talk a little bit of music. It's a musician we're bringing on air.
Oh, yeah.
And a Raider fan, so it's going to be a little plug for him. A good band we've mentioned a few times on the show. So stay tuned for that, and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Truck. All right, and we're back every week with Cain's Corner, sponsored by NFLShop.com. Make sure you go to PJ4F.com, click through the banner to NFLShop.com. Whenever you buy there, we get a little piece of the pie, piece of the booty. Helps keep this pirate ship stocked with rum. What's up, Cain, man? Welcome to the show. How you living, bro?
What's up, Kenny? What's up, Che? I'm living lavish, baby. I'm doing good. I'm just chilling. The weather's starting to get better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And everything is good, man. What's up with y'all?
Yo, I'm basking in the glory of this Warriors dynasty, as you just said off the air. The gold and blue doing what they do, and I love the salt storm that's pouring down over the Bay Area. All this salt, all this saltiness. I love it. Bring it on, because the only thing you can do is get better and beat us. So, it was a quick anticlimactic series. It was a 4-game sweep. How'd you feel about that? Watching Game 4, going into Game 4, I was almost like, I knew they were going to close it out. Now LeBron's got a broken hand. He's got a little boo-boo and all this. Che, I know you got thoughts on that too.
Yeah, man, I call bullshit. I call bullshit.
Yes.
Yo, listen.
This dude.
Listen,
yeah,
man.
LeBron, come on, man. For real, a broke hand dude dunking the basketball in the come on, okay, you had a broke hand.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You know what I mean? But you know what, though? going into that game, I almost thought that they were going to win not because we would play down to their level, but because they would just rise to the occasion.
Right.
You know, you come this far, let's see what we got. But, you know, J.R. Smith, I think he took the win out of their sails in game one. I mean, if they would have won game one, they would have had a chance. I think at least taking it 6. You know what I mean?
I think. I mean, you're right. Yes, you're absolutely right. But they needed to win game one.
Yeah, they needed.
They had to win game one in order to even have a chance to push the game past the 4 games, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I had a conversation with my friend Paulie, who's a big Warriors fan, and we'll probably have him on. He's a Niners fan. We'll probably have him on prior to the Battle of the Bay. He's always coming through the studio bringing brisket and stuff.
It's delicious brisket, by the way, man.
Yeah.
A Niner fan? We don't want to bring no Niner fan in here with none of that bad mojo, man. I just saw some Niner fans at the store the other night, man. I was minding my own business, and they was like, oh, the Niners going to the Super Bowl, and this and that, blah, blah, blah. You know what I said when I came out the store? I said, we not stopping y'all from going to the Super Bowl. We might see you there. So I don't know why you trying to tell us we not going. If you go, we might see you in the Super Bowl.
I like
you know what I'm saying? And his homies was Raider fans, and they all started laughing. You know, it's like, man, come on, man. Just because y'all got Jimmy Garoppolo don't mean y'all slow down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Some brand new ass fucking Niner fans too, man. Brand new fucking Niner fans.
You might
coming out the woodwork.
They said the same thing about Tim Rattay. I'm just saying. They said the same thing about Elvis Gerbach. I'm just saying. But anyways, he was saying, you know, in that overtime, man, I think the wind just came out of their sails, and you know they just couldn't do it in overtime. And we were looking at, they released the uncut footage of the bench.
Yeah,
right. Right after regulation ended, and the camera that was fixed on the bench, and you see LeBron's face, you see Ty Lue come up, but LeBron asks him, did we have a timeout?
He says, yeah.
He says, yeah, and then LeBron responds, just, you know, nearly got whiplash. He pulled back so fast.
He almost, I think he teared up, bro.
He did.
I think he literally teared up.
He covered up his face, and this is what I said. If LeBron is considered the greatest of all time, or at least the greatest of his time, which he is, he was the greatest of his era, overlapping with Kobe there at the tail end. I won't argue with that. He's the greatest of his time. But if you're a GOAT, you're not spending that time sulking on the bench. You're getting into your teammates. You're saying, all right, this is our 5 minutes. J.R. Smith did not lose them that game.
No. They had a whole overtime to lose that game.
You can make an argument that at the very least he maintained possession of the ball and he got him out of there safely and gave them another 5 minutes of life. We got 5 minutes. Make sure you guys remember your switches. Crisp passing. Let's get back in there. This is our game to steal. That's how you steal road games in the playoffs.
Yep.
You sneak one in overtime. You get a buzzer beater here and there. And he just collapsed, man. He failed his team. He failed to be the leader that he needed to be. And that's my biggest knock on LeBron James. I can't discount his physical ability, his basketball prowess, his IQ. It's all there. But where's the leadership, dog?
But that's what you're talking about. That's what you're talking about with the clutch part. Like, a lot of people will just take the clutch part of the player to like a shot, right? The end of the game shot.
Yeah.
But the clutch part is like finding some fucking energy to push your team to win regardless, man. Like, regardless of what's happening, man.
Yeah.
He don't have it, man. He hasn't had it, man.
And he said, he's like, well, you know, he trained all off season. He spends all this money on his body. He does all these extra things. And for him to come up short like that at the end of regulation, I'm like, no, that's why he spends the extra time in the training room. That's why he spends that money on his body. That's why he's got a nutritionist for moments like this, that he could rise above the rest, and he didn't. He fell flat. So, you know, J.R. Smith, yeah, he missed an opportunity there, but so did LeBron James to bring the rest of those players around him up and rise.
And you know what? And I want to say, I'm gonna say this: we went pretty much okay, and I want to attach on basically to what you're saying, because you're right, both of you, and to make a point. We were cold in Game 3, and Kevin Durant stepped up to the plate.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And scored 43 points. Yeah. Now, mind you, we scored, 21 points between Clay and, and we had Livingston step up, and these other, the bench type players stepped up around Kevin Durant and won the game. So, yes, LeBron, if you call yourself just as good as Kevin Durant, if you're trying to say, okay, y'all the best two small forwards in the league, then, you know what I'm saying, you would have did the same thing for your team. Mm-hmm. You would have stepped up and scored and had your team involved, and it just didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And but going back to game one, I think when you have a situation where you score 51 points in a game, and you know you come down to where it's a few seconds left, and your teammate, you realize that this guy you've been playing with for the last 3 years is not aware that the score is tied when he rebounds the ball, then you have to start thinking about, you're not thinking about Cleveland anymore. You're not thinking about this team anymore, because you looking at it like, damn, dude, you didn't know what the fuck the score was? Like, for real? Are you serious, homie?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where was your mind at? You know what I'm saying? So
mine was in that Oakland.
I don't want to play with people like that. And so and the rest of his teammates, they probably felt the same way. Mm-hmm. But you got to go through it, and you still got to go through the motions. The series still goes on, and you still have to play. But basically, it's like, look, man, you know what? I'm done. You know what I'm saying? And I've been in that position, and we all have in our work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? At work. We all been in a position where we'll be like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm done. Y'all, I'm just going to go through the motions, and I'm out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's basically what I think happened in this series. And it's a sad thing, because it made the series boring as fuck. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just like y'all walked through the series, and you know, and now it's going to be an asterisk or whatever. They're going to try to say, oh, well, JR fucked up game one, so y'all want, you know, whatever the case may be. There's always going to be people hating and somebody say something, but at the end of the day, LeBron didn't step up after game one and say to his teammates, okay, look, we still got to play this series. So whatever JR did, we got here. He was a part of the reason why we got here, and everybody on this team is a part of the reason why we got here. So let's put this behind us, and let's go out and try to win this series. You know what I'm saying? And LeBron didn't do that. Like I said, he was like, fuck that, I'm done. And that's just what happened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so it's a sad thing, man, but it is what it is. We the champs. I'm happy with it. I'll take it any way I can get it. 45 years of garbage, cellar-dwelling, Warriors bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'll take it any way I can get it. Yeah. And any fan or any other team fan that got something to say about it, you know, hey, fuck y'all, because it's like this. You know what I'm saying? My team been at the bottom of the motherfucking cellar of the NBA for years. You know what I'm saying? So it's not my fault that the Cleveland that J.R. Smith didn't know the score was. It's not my fault. Yeah. Just like when Draymond Green got suspended, y'all won the championship. You know what I'm saying? We didn't look back and say, oh, we would have won the championship if Dre. You know, locally we might have said. Nationally, nobody cared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it is what it is, man. We the champs, and I'm good with that. Yeah. However we got there, I'm good with it.
That's a good point, because I feel like every time that LeBron has some success, it's just like, oh, that's just the greatness of success of LeBron. And every time that he loses, there's an asterisk.
Oh yeah, always bad luck. Always injured.
Oh, this happened and this happened and this. There's 1,000 excuses. Yeah. The point is, the motherfucker's 3-5 in the finals.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a lot to be said about him personally.
Yeah.
If he's only been able to muster 3 championships out of 8 visits to the finals, man.
We could have been done in that Houston series if Iguodala was healthy. People underrate Iguodala. Steph Curry coming back from injury this year. KD getting hurt this year. Klay Thompson playing through the rest of the finals on injury. Mm-hmm. Then you're getting minutes from a rookie like Jordan Bell. You're getting a guy coming off the bench and Sean Livingston that shot nearly 100% in the finals. Mm-hmm. I think he missed one shot, and he was fouled on that shot. So you can say what you want. We picked up one stellar free agent, the second best player in the world at that time, at a time when every single roster had space for an additional max player contract.
That's right.
Hate if you want. We started that maneuver in 2014. The rest of those players we farmed up. The only other big free agent we signed was Andre Iguodala several years prior to that, and people had already written him off 2-6 man of the year. Mm-hmm. So, you know, the Warriors have come a long way. They've earned it. They played through a lot of adversity, and they're a good team, and they're a team that plays together as a team. It's a brand of basketball everybody can enjoy. Everybody wants to hate now. Let them hate. You know, they don't want to see it. I get it. imagine if the Celtics were doing this run and they had social media back then. I would be really interested to see what the fan outlook was on the Boston Celtics during their magnificent run, during the Lakers run in the 80s. And even in the 90s, a lot of people hated on Kobe and Shaq, but it is what it is. And I think Bob Myers put it best. He said, if you're tired of losing, get better. Because they came in, this general management team came in with the one purpose, and that's to start winning. And that's what we're doing. So we'll see if we're back there next year. It's a 4-month off season. It's really short. You're going to go through a lot. Bodies are getting tired. I'd be amazing to see the Warriors three-peat, and I would love to see a Warriors-Boston Celtics finals next year. I think that would be an incredible matchup.
That would be.
Absolutely. So
absolutely.
Before we move on from this topic, Che, being the Lakers fan in the room, with all the rumors of LeBron landing on your squad, how do you feel about LeBron possibly being an LA Laker? Are you going to embrace that?
I mean, listen, I don't want him.
Yeah,
I've said that. I've stated that already.
I don't want him for your team.
I feel like it's a setback because you're the most you can actually plan for is that this guy's going to have another 2-3 seasons of him being able to play up to par. Mm-hmm. And then he leaves, and he'll leave with destruction.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. I feel he'll leave with destruction. He'll set us back 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay? I'd much rather let things play out the way they are. But if you bring him in, I don't know. If you bring him in and you're able to keep the young core, then there's maybe some positives, But we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't want him. If he does come, then I'm gonna have to just deal with it,
right?
And I'm just gonna hope. Hey, listen. Then I'm just gonna be like, yo, you better get us a motherfucking championship because then I'm gonna really hate your guts, man. Then I'm really gonna hate your guts.
Yeah. That's a true fan right there. I like that though. He said if they come, I'm gonna have to just deal. I like that. I like that for real.
Hot takes.
That's how you do it. If you're a true fan, you just deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, can I be honest? I mean, that's how I felt about Jerry Rice joining us, man. That's how I felt about Jerry Rice joining us, too. I was kind of like, I don't want him. No, because then Niner fans going to be talking shit, and they're going to be saying all this, oh, yeah, you need Jerry Rice and blah, 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 right? And I said that shit, and I was like, until he proves something for my team, then I'm not going to like him. And then he came, he performed, he did good. First season, he was second fiddle to Tim Brown. Second season, he kind of took the lead role. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I could deal with it. Do I like him more than Tim Brown? No, never.
Never.
And
now when you see him, he's always wearing silver and black.
Yeah.
So there it is.
Yeah.
But then, let me just speak on that Jerry Rice thing real quick. I was like you, Che. I was like, I'm cool. Jerry Rice, I'm good. We don't really need Jerry Rice, right? So, and to further that, I was at the camp 2 years that he was there. I went to camp, and see, back then you could be a little bit more closer to the players. You had more access to the players. They were more apt to, give you autographs as opposed to today. So I had multiple chances that Jerry Rice walked past me, was signing autographs right next to me. I might have been getting a signed autograph. I think one time Lincoln Kennedy was signing autographs and Jerry Rice was signing autographs, but I didn't even ask him. So that just tells you right there, like, I'm diehard Raider. Like, you a Niner, you want to come over here and join us, you could do that, you know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm still a Raider fan though. You're a Niner. You know what I'm saying? Underneath that. Now the difference between that and Michael Crabtree was that we should have drafted Michael Crabtree, but we dumbass drafted DHB. So I was a little bit more forgiving because he should have been here. So destiny had his fate for him to be here anyway at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But Jerry Rice, I was never really with that.
And when Crabtree joined the Raiders, he was salty on the Niners too. He didn't want to be a Niner no more. So, and at the time he was drafted, he didn't want to be a Raider either. But how the tables turned, and now he doesn't want to be a Baltimore Raven. So that's Michael Crabtree in a nutshell for you. So, Cain, who's the guy on this revamped offense that Raider Nation is overlooking? In other words, which under the radar player is going to have an impactful year this year for the Silver and Black?
Oh man, I think we might see some stuff from the Swisher kid, the little wide receiver we got from Dallas, and then the other Marcel Aitman. I think Marcel Aitman is going to beat Seth Roberts out for that number 4 receiver spot. It's going to be a battle. There's going to be a battle, but I think between Aitman and Swisher you might see something different this year. Yeah, between those two.
Yeah, those are good names. Yeah, Switzer and Aitman. It's Aitman, right?
Yeah, it's Aitman.
Yeah. I used to say Adamant. I don't know why I was saying that. It's Aitman. Yeah, I was adamant about Adamant, but that's way off. That's way off. Yeah, those are good pulls. You got a guy on the cusp in this offense that you think's going to break out, Che?
Oh, breakout offense. I don't want. You know what? I just want the motherfuckers that we expect to fucking have success, be successful.
There you go.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Right. Let's Amari.
Yeah.
Yo, Coop. I expect you to break out. How about that? I expect you to break out, man.
All right.
We need a breakout season from Cooper. We all know that. Yeah. We need full 16 games from you, Coop.
Yep.
Yeah.
We need 18, bro.
That's right.
We need 20 if you want to go talk about it like that. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm hoping for that Battle of the Bay, man. We got so close twice to playing the Niners in the Super Bowl, and I wrote that piece about this being the finale. I hope this regular season game isn't the finale. I hope it's the Super Bowl as the finale.
That'd be dope.
I'm glad Cain touched on that. We need to keep giving some energy to that because that would be cool.
Yeah. If you talk about it, you can make it real, man.
Yeah,
it's those positive vibes, bro.
So
they got to get past the Rams in their division though. So we'll see if they can get past the Rams.
It's true. So. We'll blame it on them if they don't make it. Man. We'll blame it on them.
So earlier here in the YouTube chat window, somebody asked me, I think it was Juice, how many weeks was Reggie Nelson our trash can player of the week? And my response was every week. How many weeks is every week? So Reggie Nelson was a part of OTA press conferences this past week. He seemed very poised and confident in his role in the team. He says he's trusting the process, enjoying the process. Gunther mentioned that his role will be modified from last year. He'll be in sub packages. He won't be on the field 99% of the time. A relief that he won't be on the field a lot of the time. Maybe not so much of a relief that it sounds like he's not just here to install the system during the camp. He's actually going to make the final cut. So how are you feeling about this, Cain? Have you shifted at all on Reggie Nelson? Or are you like in wait and see mode? Or are you like, get this bum out of here right now? Well, where are you at on Reggie Nelson?
If Reggie Nelson is starting, there's something wrong. That's where I'm at. Yeah. Reggie Nelson is there to help these younger guys learn the defense. We got Marcus Gilchrist. If Reggie Nelson is starting, somebody's injured, somebody didn't pick up the defense properly, they don't see what they want, what they thought they was going to see out of some of these guys. Mm-hmm. I think Reggie Nelson is at the point where Reggie Nelson should not be starting anymore. At least not for us.
Right.
We got a lot of young guys that should be, that should pick up the defense, and he should get beat out. And if he don't, shit ain't working out right.
Reggie needs to be situational, rotational, sub packages. Bulk of the snaps need to be going to Obi or Gilchrist, I would think. At this point, that's a bad sign. I think he's got to play the big uncle role in that secondary. He's got to be the reference. He's got to be the mentor on the field and on the sideline, the guy that can break things down in players' terms for guys. But I agree with you, Cain. I don't think that he should be out there taking the bulk of those snaps. Now, he might be starting in that he's on the field first play. If he's in a run defense, it's most likely he will be on first down. But starter in terms of taking the bulk of the snaps, no.
No. Hell no.
I'm looking for Gilchrist to win that, to beat him out.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to get a little younger at the free safety, and then we don't even know where they're gonna play Carl Joseph. We don't know if he's gonna be in the box or if he's gonna be playing free safety. We don't know how these guys are gonna be lined up. So but at any rate, we have other guys. Right. And if Reggie Nelson, and no knock on Reggie Nelson has had a great career, and he led us in interceptions in 2016. He was the man when he was the man. But now it's time to move on, and he's become more or less a teacher of the defense. Mm-hmm. And like I said, if he's starting, it's unless it's not good. Yeah.
So that's where I've never seen a Reggie Nelson Raider jersey either. So that should tell you something, right?
The only Reggie Nelson Raider jersey I've seen is on him, man. That's it.
And then Gunther actually spoke a little bit about Carl Joseph and where he's playing in this defense. He sees Joseph as being a guy that's very versatile, and they just want to put him in a position to succeed, dictated by the personnel and the situation on the field. So I don't think you're going to see Carl Joseph guarding many big tight ends this year. And that's kind of what I got out of his comment, is he might be lined up at strong safety for blitz packages, for run situations. But if there's a big tight end and they're feeling like the play's going that direction, see him pop over to the left-hand side and playing free safety in those situations and roaming more on passing down. So it sounds to me like they're going to try to squeeze every ounce of productivity they can out of Joseph and just keep him out of situations where that don't suit his skill set.
Yeah.
So that's good news. Keep him on the field, but keep him out of harm's way, basically.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Mask your weakness, bolster your strength, and get the job done, man.
That's it, man.
Yeah. So we had a week off last week, Cain. How you living, man? What's been going on in the world of Raider Cain?
Oh, everything is good, man. Like I said, I got started my new job a couple months back, and this weekend I just went out. I traded my car in and got another little vehicle, and just doing my thing, man.
Was that was that the Jeep? Did you trade in the Jeep? I know you had
Okay. Yeah, I did. Yeah. So just just trying to live a dream, as they say.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Life is good, man. Life was rough for a minute there, about a few months back. You know how you go through some shit, you know what I mean? But everything is coming together, man. So
Good.
I can't be more happier right now, man. What about y'all?
How Cain got his groove back. That's the name of this episode, yo. Man, I'm good. I bounced back. I had something going on, man. I had the chorro. It was all bad. It was all bad about a week ago. I had no energy. I was achy, like I had the flu.
Yeah.
Just couldn't really think straight. And it just hit me when I woke up on Sunday. I don't know. I spent all Saturday in the sun. We were in Sacramento for some birthday party. You had a brand new park with no trees. It was like 105 degrees up there.
Hey, man.
No.
Heat stroke, bro. Might have had some heat stroke.
Might have been, but it lingered all the way till Tuesday, which made me feel And I was, you know me, I drink a lot of water, man.
Yeah.
I was well hydrated. I wasn't drinking beers at the party or nothing. It was like a little kid's party.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what it was, man. It might have been a stomach flu or something. I didn't really eat much, but when I did on Monday, I almost shit my Mazda, bro. I almost shit my Mazda. But I'll bounce
some
back.
Plastic covers on them.
Yeah. We can get some grandma covers on that. But I bounced back, feeling good. Yo, Raider Nation is a hungry fan base, Cain, and you've become very beloved with your food recommendations and your recipes. We got Father's Day coming up next week.
Oh,
what's the perfect Father's Day plate for Raider Cain?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to say a ribeye steak, man, a boneless ribeye with a nice big baked potato and salad. And it ain't got to be too fancy, just some lettuce and cucumbers and tomatoes, a little cheese, a little boiled egg, some ranch dressing. I think some grilled prawns on the skewer. That's with butter, garlic, baste them in butter, garlic, and I'm ready to rock. You know what I'm saying?
Turf.
Give me a nice, good IPA to go along with that, and shit, man, I'm in heaven. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, you got me hungry.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
What's on your plate, Che, for
shit? Man, I might have to go over there and steal Cain's plate, man. You know what, man? This being my first official Father's Day with baby here, right? She was in the womb last Father's Day,
right?
So this is my first official Father's Day.
Oh, congratulations, Che! Yeah. Congratulations,
Thank
brother.
You, brother. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Welcome to fatherhood. Yeah.
Well, I've been doing it for about 9.5 months now.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Father's Dayhood, I guess. Huh?
I feel you. You know what, man? I'm not too picky, man. I'm a good eater, man. I'll eat it just about anything that you make. So I'll take a steak. I'll take some tri-tip. I'll take some carne asada. I'll take whatever you got,
tri-tip.
Man. Yeah, man. I'll throw it all down. A little bit of chicken. You want to throw some barbecue chicken? Whatever it is, man. I'm gonna eat it. That's for damn sure.
Bone-in chicken, though. I'm a bone-in chicken guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a chicken breast That's girly girl. If we gonna boil some chicken, I want my chicken with a bone in it.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Boil me some. Barbecue me some legs or some thighs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like Shaq says, a whole plate of barbecue chicken and a diet soda.
Them drumsticks on the queue is the shit. Right?
The drumsticks on the queue. I like the prepared ones too.
Yeah. Even that, man. Even if you don't, even if you prepare them yourself, man.
Yeah.
You know, just put a little bit of seasoning on there, man.
Yeah.
I like my shit.
Chicken breast. That's for fettuccine. That's for Alfredo.
Yeah.
You know, you can grill some on a gas grill. You can throw some chicken breasts on there. You know, and grill them on both sides. Get your grill marks and all it looking pretty and everything, and throw that on top of some fettuccine noodles with some Alfredo sauce, and you good to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as talking about barbecuing me some chicken breast with barbecue sauce on it and serving me as that as barbecue, get the fuck out of here. I'm good. Don't even try to hand me no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want no shit like that. You could have told me and I would have cooked that shit. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Don't get your feelings hurt, because you damn sure ain't finna try to serve me no shit like that. That's real talk.
That's it. Yeah, man. But anything barbecue is good with me, man.
The last time we spoke, Cain, you were going to venture back out to the Red Onion Burger and see if it was still legit. Did you get out there and find out what's going on over there?
I still haven't gotten a chance to get out there, because that's in the East Bay, and I work in San Francisco.
Right.
So I would have to maneuver my way over to the East Bay. I'm gonna get out there though, man. It's in El Cerrito.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get out there one of these days. You know, I might have to on my way over across the bridge. You know, if I'm feeling frosty, I might go over there and do a little something. You know, but it's a lot of. I'm still testing out all the burger spots in San Francisco right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So. Yeah, so
you find anything good yet? You find anything good yet?
I found some good places. You know what I mean? Like I even mentioned them on here, like Super Duper Burger and a couple other spots.
Right.
Cable Car. You know where that is? Right there on Geary. And right close to Masonic, Geary and Masonic, Tony's Cable Car.
I've driven by that place.
Yeah. You probably know about that. They got some pretty good burgers there. They got some pretty good burgers there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still checking it out though.
Check out Tommy's Joint if you ever get a chance. Go check out Tommy's Joint.
Where is that located?
That's just, I want to say, just east of the Haight-Ashbury. Coming down off Octavia. What is that street that runs down there? Is that Gary?
Oh, Hayes. You talking about in the Hayes district?
Just outside of the Haight district. Just outside of there. I want to say...
No, not Haight. The Hayes, like Hayes Valley. Right there where Hayes and Octavia and all that is right there down off of near, like right there by, I want to say Franklin, not Franklin. What's that cross street? Yeah. I know where you're talking about. Right outside of downtown.
Yeah.
Right outside
exactly.
of,
right there.
You know what? I know where you're talking about. I'm going to have to check that out.
Check that out.
Time.
That's a go-to spot for me out there. You get a real good sandwich out there. Tommy's Joint's legit. And then old school San Francisco eating joint is House of Prime Rib. Old school. Now,
you ever had AK-47 subs in San Francisco?
No, man, but I've been hearing about that spot.
It's off the hook, bruh. They got the pastrami sandwich is to die for.
Say no more.
If you want a hot pastrami sandwich with melted, AK-47 subs, man. Check it out.
What's the cheese? What's the cheese on pastrami? You got to go Swiss, right?
I always go Swiss.
I go pepper jack.
Oh, pepper jack pastrami.
Pepper jack is good too.
Interesting, yeah.
I've had it with pepper jack. It's good with pepper jack.
And you got that pepper on the pastrami, the pepper and the cheese. Okay, I see you. Yeah, I see it.
A real quick question for you, Cain. Are you a mustard on your pastrami sandwich, or you go with that? Because I've seen some Thousand Islands thrown on that stuff. Like, how do you get down?
Hey, give me some French's yellow mustard.
That's it, man.
I'm old school. I don't want no mayonnaise and no fucking salad dressing on my pastrami sandwich. You know what I'm saying? I'm mustard, straight up mustard. No mayonnaise, no none of that shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I don't even need no lettuce and tomato.
No produce.
Just give me some mustard, some cheese, and meat. I'm good.
I like a little bit of onions. I like to throw a little bit of onions.
Oh yeah, onions. Yeah, I'm sorry, onions too. I didn't mean to cut you off, Che. Yeah, onions.
No.
Yeah.
Well, here we are once again. My stomach's grumbling. Coming to the end of your segment. God damn it. Are you going to training camp this year, Cain? Do you got tickets to get inside, or are you going to be hanging out in Napa? What's the deal with training camp this year?
Yeah, actually, I am going to have an option to go to training camp.
That's cool.
This year because my tickets got paid for early, so they offer it to you.
Oh, dope.
So I'll probably go up 2 or 3 days, or I'll probably try to get out there for a couple of days, like I did last year.
Yeah.
You know, and if you follow me on Twitter, I'll periscope it and show you what I can, because a lot of times they tell us when we can use a cell phone and when we can't. So you can't show everything.
Reset your Twitter for those listening. Let them know how they can find you on Twitter.
Oh, you can find me at CainMT6.
Cool. Make sure you follow him. He retweets often, and he's always got fresh content. And you need to start posting some food pics, man. We need that Cain food tour of the Bay Area.
Hey, you know what? I'm smoking some ribs right now.
Woo.
Right now, I know it's late, but it was hot outside, man. I don't want to be standing out in that heat.
Yeah.
So I'm smoking some ribs. I got some greens on the stove.
Oof.
You know what I'm saying? Some collard greens, and I'm about some potato salad. I'm about to hook it up. So when I'm done, when the ribs and shit is done, I'll take a picture and post it on Twitter, man. Y'all can see how I do it. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about.
Hell yeah. But keep me in the loop on the training camp thing. I can't get in, but I might head up to Napa anyway.
Oh, I got 2 tickets, bro. You with me. You there. I got 2 tickets.
That's
so
what's up.
all you got to do is get at me. You there.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Last year I took my son. So I took my old lady once.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we good. Yeah,
right, cool.
So we good, man.
Cold beers on me.
Matter of fact, I might see if I could get extra tickets so I could, because I know some people that don't go, one of our people from the blog, that we talk to.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about. He gonna have tickets too, bruh. So we gonna be able to hit all of us. And we can broadcast from out there. We're going to all have tickets. Don't even trip. It's all good.
Dope.
We got this.
Hell
it's good. We're going to be there, man. Pillaging Podcast out at the motherfucking training camp, hopefully.
Yeah, watch out.
You know what I'm saying? That would be nice.
They're not ready for us, bro.
Yeah.
We might fuck around and end up with the job, bro. Cain might be on the staff before it's all over, bro. Well, man.
Look, man, you brothers is always a pleasure. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. Feelings mutual.
And I done been drinking. I done had me a few beers and a couple shots of vodka, so it's starting to wear on me now. My voice starting to get a little slippy here, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So everybody out there, thank y'all for listening, man. And Kenny and Che, I love y'all, my brothers.
Love you too,
brother. And I'll see y'all next week, man.
Love you too,
you know
bro.
what I'm saying? And I'm going to post a picture of this food I'm about to fuck up in about an hour or so.
Get it, bro.
I'll holler at y'all next week. Peace.
All right, fam.
Peace, brother.
Yeah, that was lit.
That was good.
Man,
that was good.
Well, I always feel like we come back hard after breaks, right? We're undefeated after bye week.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah. Can't nobody fuck with us after a bye week, man.
We pound away in the first half. In the third quarter, we just bring in Cain, and he runs a burner up the sideline for you. Scores that touchdown. Yeah, Sean Grogan. Sean's hitting us up here on the Twitter. He wants to follow Cain. I'm set him up here with the handle.
Hell yeah.
We have a special guest right now, so we're going to call him. I'm going to take another break. This one's going to be very short. We're going to come right back on the air. It is about 9 o'clock. I want to get Che on the road. It's getting late, and I want to get you guys on the road that are watching live. Some of you guys out there on the East Coast. So hang in there with us. Give us about 5, maybe 10 minutes at the most, and we'll be right back with KCG and holler at you guys on the other side. Peace.
Peace.
All right, joining us on the show is KCG from the Bad Tenants. Welcome to the show, Casey. How you living tonight, brother?
Man, I'm real good. We're pretty fresh off of a sold out show in Seattle on Friday night, and we're living high right now, man. I'm living high.
So you live up there in the Pacific Northwest, is that correct? You're based out of Seattle, right?
I do, man. I'm stuck right in the middle of Seahawk country, and it sucks.
So now that
the area is great, but I mean, we're talking, the football. So football wise, it's rough being a Raider out here in hot country, man.
You're surrounded by the 12th man. Now that the Seahawks run has died down a little bit, what's the noise out there like? Is it still just as intense as it was about 6 years ago, or are they backed off? Is the bandwagon falling apart? What's going on up there in Seahawk country?
Oh, I don't know if anybody remembers about the Seahawks anymore.
Wow.
No, man, it's like I'll give credit where it's due. Like, there's a lot of people that jump on that bandwagon real quick up here, but it's also like the transplants, like the amount of people coming into the city all the time. So I get, you want to link up to something and kind of like feel local a little bit, try to fit into your new home. But the people who I know that have lived up here forever are the real Seahawks fans are just like any real fans. They get a bad rap from all the transplants that come in and jump on the bandwagon. But the ones who are diehards up here, I got a lot of homies. I always give them shit for it. But they're good sports though, man. Everyone loves their team. If they've been following for a while up here, they're pretty diehard.
So you're living up there in the Pacific Northwest. Are you from there originally? Tell me a little bit how you became a member of Raider Nation living up there in Seattle.
Yeah, no, I was born in Los Angeles. So I was born in LA when they were still the Los Angeles Raiders, and my father actually was born up in the Bay Area when they were originally obviously the Oakland Raiders, and so it just was a natural father-son progression handoff. And then fast forward years later, it's a little rough. My brother's not a huge football fan. My sister, who's about 8 years younger than me, really, we moved her too late, and she jumped on the Hawks bandwagon. And there's a little bit of tension, but I can't blame her. She was Miss Seattle. You got to represent your team. It's all good.
Yeah, I hear that. So let's talk a little bit about why you're on the show tonight. Why are you on my show? Why are you on my podcast, Casey?
Yo, because I have been calling Che on weekends trying to spend time with him, but he's so far away from me that you guys agreed. Nah, I'm here because, well, A, I'm a huge Raider fan. Shout out to the blog.
Hell yeah.
And B, my band just released a new single a little over a week ago called Never Enough, and we were going to just talk a little bit about that and about the band, and I'm on here because I love you guys.
Well, we love you too, Casey.
Oh man,
no Bruno. Talk a little bit about the history and the sound of your band. I keep saying band because you are a hip hop artist, but you guys are a live band. You have a live sound.
Yeah. So
talk about how you guys came together and sort of what's the principles that your band tries to follow. What kind of sound are you guys chasing all the time?
Yo, all right. So we've been together longer than any band should be, man. I mean that because anyone who's ever pushed seriously with a band, you guys have spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think we know each other better than we know ourselves. But no, those guys are my brothers, man. We've been together for about 8 years, I want to say, and we've been going pretty consistent the whole time. And it's brought us a lot of cool opportunities. I would say, something that we were compared to by somebody randomly that's always kind of stuck with me. It's kind of like if you put the Beastie Boys and the Blues Brothers in a blender, you might get something that resembles us. Like we play live horns and stuff. I play the trombone, the trumpet, and I rap on stage
at the same time.
My boy. At the same time, I gotta take a little time. I can't get the double breath thing going yet. Trumpet and rap simultaneously, but I'm working on it. Our other frontman, Matt, who AKA Good Matters, he plays the saxophone, the guitar, and he sings like a beautiful wind whisperer, man. He's got the most gravelly, beautiful voice you ever heard, and he can sing the blues like a motherfucker. And that was his history originally. He was a blues guitarist and singer, and he traveled the country a little bit doing that when he was younger. And then I had been driving buses up. I'd been driving tour buses right after college. You know, I was always kind of like a secret rapper. I would sit in the back of my classroom and just write raps instead of listen to whatever was going on in class. Yeah. Somehow I graduated, but I graduated and I went and drove buses for a couple of years up in the Alaska and the Yukon Territory.
Oh shit!
And I came back and Matt, who'd been one of my best friends from high school, he'd been messing around with this hip hop group, and I was like, man, like, I'm so jealous of that dude. Like, I want to be rapping so badly, and he just like, I mean, it like wasn't even like, he just looked at me, he's like, all right, well then let's do it. And like, that was literally the foundation. And we started writing rhymes together, and we grew. We added DJ Idle Hands, who's the best DJ you never heard of. And we had another member for a little while in the early days, who wound up leaving to pursue some other opportunities. And then the three of us kind of hit it hard. And we've been going ever since.
That's great.
We've toured through most of the country. We've gone up to Alaska. I had that Alaska connection, so I took advantage of it. Shout out to anyone in Southeast Alaska who's listening in. We've toured up there like 3 times, and just do really well up there. Those people got a lot of love. I am very grateful to our Alaska fans. Maybe we can bring you guys some more. I know you had a blogger on from Alaska recently too, huh? You guys are going to build that Alaska following up.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, the Alaska audience is very grateful because they can get anything that they get their hands on outside of seal blubber. So, you know.
It's so true, dude. Like, you go up there, and I swear, like, you could have any amount of fame. It doesn't matter to them. If you come up and you bring, like, an honest energy to them and they like what you do, like, they're so stoked because nobody goes up there and nobody shows them that, like, that in-person love. So if you get up there, they want to party and they just want to, like, they want to treat you good, man. It's amazing. So, you know, we've gone back a couple times and hopefully will again in not too long. You know, you can only, though, like, in all seriousness, hit a couple months a year up in Alaska because those winters are cold, dog.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of...
I don't want to tour up there in the winter.
It's kind of similar
offense,
to like a European crowd. They really enjoy like a good, honest show. It doesn't matter. You can put the most random bill together and they will come out. Whereas in contrast, out here in the Bay Area, I spent a decade and a half rapping for rappers. And just jaded crowds, you know, just basically you're performing for the performers and you're competing with so many things. And so it's nice to hit those cutty spots and get out there and get outside the metro areas and really connect with, you know, real folks. You know what I mean? Folks that appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. They are a good breed of people up there, man. And they, you know, they're all, especially in the summertime, because so many of them are seasonal workers up there. So they've been just like slaving their ass off, you know, like hitting overtime hours because they're up in Alaska to work. And then, you know, they get a chance to get out to see some music. And I mean, those people let loose, like, don't get me wrong. It's not like we're giving them a reason to drink. Those people drink me under the table every time I go up there. Like, it could just be a random Tuesday, and they're just like, you know, they go hard, man. And I get out. There have been a couple walks home in small town Alaska that our band does not recollect.
So
no joke.
Tell the people where they can find your music. Where can they find the new single, all of your previous releases? Where's this stuff available?
Yo, you can find the Bad Tenants pretty much anywhere, like whatever your favorite. You like Spotify, you like Apple Music. I mean, we're on SoundCloud, we're on Bandcamp, we're on Google Music. I mean, Amazon Music. You can find us anywhere. All you got to do is look. Like, don't, you know, just this is like at our shows, I'll often be like, I'll just kind of say our name throughout the show just to remind people because, you know, and sometimes I make them repeat after me, Google the Bad Tenants, because next time they're sitting on Google, they'll be like, oh yeah, I was going to do that. Yeah. And there we are. Smart. All you got to do is look.
Smart.
All you got to do is type it in.
Yeah, I think I follow you guys on Spotify. And definitely check out the Bad Tenants.
Word.
Yeah, check out the Bad Tenants on YouTube. You guys got entertaining videos too. I like your videos.
Yeah. The videos are dope.
Yeah, man. The videos we have a lot of fun with those. I mean, we don't, you know, there's so many people that take themselves too seriously, and we like to make, like, we got some really good stuff, but we also got some really fun stuff. No, I mean, the fun stuff is good too, you know, but we like to have fun with what we do, and I think that we do, and like that's one of the things people say about us on stage too, is that like there's just like our energy, and you asked like, what do we stand for earlier? Like it's rough times out there these days, man. We just stand for love. We want to have a good time, and we want the people that are in it with us to have a good time too. And that's all. That's the only reason why we're here. Let's make some memories together. You know what I'm saying?
That's word.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I'm coming for you, dog. Che, I'm going to find you. I'm going to hug the shit out of you. I swear.
Hey, find me at a tailgate, brother. We'll be there, man.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to plan it, man.
Yeah, you joined us once last year. It was good meeting you in person, bro. I think you touched on something too with your videos. It's an aspect of hip hop that's long been missing. I started listening to hip hop in 1984, and back then, a big component of hip hop was comedy.
Yeah.
And having fun.
Yeah.
And you could definitely have that. You guys cut loose in the videos. Don't take yourself too seriously. And I think the true essence of hip hop is right there. It's just having a good time. It's always been a fun alternative, a nice distraction to everything that might have been going on around you.
Right.
When you think about the original neighborhoods this music came out of, and you're like, man, these guys are having a great time considering what they were putting up with back then.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, man, there's a level of just needing to be able to kind of center yourself and just enjoy the ride. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great music, and like we have some serious stuff too. That's not even what I'm saying. I'm just like, overall, you gotta have fun doing what you're doing, and like if you help other people have fun while you're doing what you're doing, people are gonna want you to keep doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I know what you're saying. Give me some of your biggest inspirations. What's some of the acts that inspired you to get started? You heard it and you're like, you know what? I want to do that. I want to be that. How'd you get started?
Oh man, I like slowly. I was a slow creep into hip hop, and like I didn't feel like there was, it's when you're a teenager, you never really know how to figure. Nobody knows where they belong when they're a teenager. But like, I started listening to hip hop music, and there's just like I just connected with it, man. There's just so much of it that like as a kid and as like trying to find yourself, I was really into music. I've been playing instruments since I was 10 or 11 years old. But like in terms of like, I'm a writer at heart, I think, and there's something about listening to it's poetry on top of beats, and the combination of the two. I kind of was a closet rapper for a long time, and I didn't let anybody know about it. And then I kind of actually got into spoken word poetry a bit, as I was, as anybody does at a liberal arts college. You start writing poetry,
right?
But there was this dope open mic that I used to go to, and I saw a lot of really cool poets that like brought this sense in their this kind of vibe and feeling in their poetry that was very like hip hop related, that I really got into, and I started messing around with spoken word and slam poetry. And then I finally linked up with my dude Matt, and we decided to go for it. And we didn't really know what that meant for a long time. We made a lot of bad music together in the early days, but there was just something fun that we had with it. And where was I going with that? What was your original question? I think I kind of veered off course a little bit there, but like
just some of your biggest inspirations. What are some of the acts that
there
really
we go?
motivated
That's
you
what it was. I got into the rhyme, so like that's what I was saying. So we got I got into spoken word artists like Buddy Wakefield and Ryder Dustin and people like that. Saul Williams, obviously. If you've never seen the movie Slam and you like hip hop, watch that. That's a great movie.
Yeah, that album Amethyst Rockstar, that was a good one.
Oh, it's so dope. And then I got into I started listening to a lot of Rhymesayers artists like Atmosphere.
Sure.
And then of course, the whole time in the early 2000s, I got into Jay-Z. I got into everybody. I remember listening in high school to Talib Kweli's Just to Get By on repeat, just being in awe of it, and feelings and emotion that it gave me.
Yeah.
So I like a lot of people who are heavy with the pen, who have something to say, but also can have fun with it, as we were just talking about.
Yeah.
I think the Bad Tenants kind of Matt himself has, as I was saying earlier, has a real big bluesy artistry to him, and a lot of his favorite blues artists, Muddy Waters. I mean, all just that style of influence, and then we've got Gabe, who DJ Idle Hands, who's like just your classic hip hop to the core, and he'll overjudge so much of the stuff that we're doing. He's like, no, we can't do that, because he's such a classic he's like a hip hop originalist, man, and he really like he keeps us in line with a lot of our favorite influences and things like that. But we also all mix together to form some, I think, a really interesting, different sound that people aren't used to.
Casey, how many hip hop fans does it take to change a light bulb?
Oh man, too many, dog.
4. 1 to change the light bulb, and 3 to argue about how the old one was better.
That's good, man. I'm going to tell that on stage, and I'm not going to give you credit.
All right. Okay. All right. So you guys are a live.
No, that's great. I love that.
You guys are a live rap group. I had a live band. We had a different sound. You guys are more of an organic sound. We were more of like a metal, industrial, electronic sound. We got comparisons to bands that we felt like we didn't sound like at all back then, just because the components were there, the ingredients were there. The final product, in my opinion, was different. We did not sound like Linkin Park, but we got compared to that. Hollywood Undead compared to that. We weren't that. We definitely weren't that. But I'm assuming you guys get a lot of comparisons. What, in your opinion, are the top 5 live rap bands of all time?
Ooh.
And you're going to put me on the spot, aren't you?
You could throw the Beastie Boys in there, too, because those guys played instruments.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Beastie Boys, as I was just saying earlier, they're one of our biggest influences, man. So they're an obvious favorite of mine. We're talking like live hip hop bands with everybody has to like be playing instruments and shit.
Yeah, you gotta have some instruments in there. Yep.
All right. I mean, the Roots obviously are like probably my check this out. My baby girl is 7 months old, and we're taking her to her first concert at the zoo this summer, and she's gonna go see the Roots.
Oh.
How great is that for a first concert?
That's great.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
That's amazing.
I'm telling I mean, in terms of other classic, I mean, I got to see a Tribe Called Quest with a full band behind them. So, okay. I mean, I kind of like want to count that, but
that
like, you know.
Yeah, that counts. No, they often tour with a live band, so I'll give you that.
They do, man. And let me think here.
What about Ugly Duckling? Were you listening to Ugly Duckling back in the day?
Bro, I've listened to Ugly Duckling. I remember when I first heard Ugly Duckling, that was probably 15 years ago at this point, and they've still been around for a minute.
Yeah.
Of course I listen to Ugly Duckling. Do they play, am I unaware that they play with a full live band behind them?
Yeah, they've toured with a band as well. They get down, they get funky.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw you could put a live band behind any groups. I mean, if you want just if you I guess if we're gonna veer off that way, I don't know, man. I'd have to break down who does all the instrumentals live for what band, but some of my most classic favorite hip hop groups would be, I mean, as we mentioned, the Beastie Boys. We haven't even mentioned Outkast yet, but they're not so much band related.
Right.
The Fugees, De La Soul, Eric Rakim, man, like groups like Idea and Abilities. We toured with DJ Abilities once, and it was the craziest shit to like sit and have him just pounding beers on the road, like in the backseat of my car, telling stories about the early days of Rhymesayers Entertainment. That was like one of the coolest experiences in my life. I don't know. We named a lot more than 5 there, though, Kenny.
That's usually how it goes, man.
Yeah.
You get me talking about hip hop, and this is gonna happen, dog.
So, where was I gonna go with that? Oh, yeah. Black Thought just dropped a new album produced by Ninth Wonder. What are your thoughts on that record?
Oh man, you know, I don't think that I didn't feel like. Now, don't get me wrong. Black Thought is, I think, one of the best rappers I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
I don't think Ninth Wonder challenged him enough, dog. I think it was too simple.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the Dostoevsky beat is definitely different. The 215 beat is good, but there's some other beats on there that I thought were throwaways. I was like, Ninth Wonder, really, you can come a little stronger.
Yeah.
But the lyricism is phenomenal on that record.
But he's Black Thought. Like, I mean, that goes without saying. It's almost like it's crazy when you find these people who, you know, are obviously legends for a reason, but like, it's almost like the rhymes have to be bad for you to mention it, because he's just going to do his thing and kill it. And you just expect such greatness from the man. So it's like, you almost just like, oh yeah, no, he was great too. You know, you just almost gloss over that.
Right. Well, let's steer this pirate ship back into port here. Give us a Raiders take before we get up out of here. What's your biggest concern going into the season, and what are you most excited about going into this season?
Kenny, what's my blog handle?
The Eternal Pessimist.
Oh man, that team. Let me just say this: I really want to be excited for the team. I really do, Kenny. I've let this team get my hopes up so many damn times. But here we go. You know, I think this is what I think is going to happen. I think the receiving game is going to be on point if Jordy Nelson can stay healthy. You know, people think that he may have lost a step or two. I don't know. I think the guy's bringing a lot to the team. So I think the receiving game's going to go. Mm-hmm. I like where Marshawn's at. I don't know what's going to happen with Penn and our left, but if he's healthy and he's going to be actually ready and not go for a third straight season-ending injury, I think the line could be decent again behind Cable. So I think the pieces are there for our offense to actually be pretty decent. So John Gruden is. Go ahead.
So what's your concern? Because I'm getting some rare optimism out of you.
But that's what I'm saying though. They're the Raiders, and that's my concern, is that every year they do this to me, and I just I'm having so much trouble buying in, man.
So you
don't get to be the eternal. Y'all have been riding with this team since we've all been through this a million times. I think that this team could be good, but I think there's a lot of new pieces. Mm-hmm. I still think that John Gruden hasn't coached in quite a long time, and that, you know, everyone's buying in, but let's see how he's going to be in game situation. I think this happens every year. Every team looks great in sweats and a helmet. You know what I'm saying? So right now is like the PR, you know, public relations time of year. Look how great everything is. Let's see how they look in training camp. But I think the potential is there for this team. I don't think that they're going to suddenly become a Super Bowl contender in 1 year. I just think it's going to take some more time than that. Yeah. So, I think that there's the potential for a very good foundation to be laid this year. But I don't know that I can have a lot of expectations until they actually show me something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is your main concern is your own optimism.
If I could tell you, if I had a nickel for every time I've put myself in my own way, you know?
Right, and which is why we're musicians, EP, because we can't get a job anymore.
Oh man, you said it, man. I'll tell you what, jaded optimism at best, but you know, I really want. I can get a little dark on the blog sometimes, you know, and I think lately I've been doing a better job.
Right.
But I've been there. We've all had those moments where we just kind of, you know, we're trying to talk about a team and they just piss us off to the point where you want to throw the remote through the television. But I want to be so wrong about this team. I want to see everything turned around, and I want to see them just suddenly tear the roof off of everything, go out of Oakland with style. But we'll see, man. Yeah. I would love to be wrong, but I think it might be a little bit of a not as smooth ride this year as everybody hopes it could be.
Sure.
But hey, you know, 2 years from now, you never know. Let's see. It's all on Derek, man. It's all on Derek Carr's shoulders.
Yeah, I remember
if he stays healthy and he starts putting up those numbers again like he did 2 years ago, anything could happen.
I remember 3 years ago, I was doing my best to convince you that Derek Carr was going to be a starting quarterback, and you were like, I don't know, dog. I'm not seeing it, dog. I was like, okay.
Because I've been a Raiders fan for all my life, man. I just know how to be disappointed. I just want to be excited.
Ouch. Yeah, I hear you, bro. That's keeping it real. I hear you.
And let them
I just want to be feel loved by my team like every fan deserves. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I want to feel that.
That's right.
Feel it.
That's right, man.
Let's see it happen, man. It's got my full. I might be pessimistic at times, but they've got my full support, man. I'm wearing that jersey every Sunday, sitting here in rainy ass Seattle, avoiding my friends because they're out watching the Hawks. And I'm sitting here just trying to stream just terrible streams on the internet, trying to get there and find just a clear picture. so I can see Seth Roberts drop passes.
might have to gift you a Game Pass login or something, Casey. But because that streaming site you had recommended to me, they took that down. They
went down, man.
Yeah, they went down. We're not going to say the name of that.
Yeah, man. That's all I'm gonna give you.
So make sure you guys check out the Bad Tenants and check out their new single "Never Enough," which is basically outlines Casey's Raider fan experience for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
You can say that.
Oh wait, that's not what that song's about. My bad.
That's the beauty in art, man. You can see anything in it you need. So that's what's speaking to you, man. Maybe I'm not the only pessimistic one.
Maybe not. That's why I'm named after a piece of office stationery. So, it's good getting you on the show, man. It's good to talk to you, and
man, it's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
And we'll get you out at a game this year, just as soon as we get Che's restraining order all cleared up and. Get all our ducks in a row.
Just tell his lawyers I've been calling.
Hey, let me just say, it wasn't me that put the restraining order in place, man. That was my lady, man. She got a little nervous, man.
Hey, man, it's all it's all love, man. It's all love.
She knows how much Che likes saxophones, and she got a little nervous. But yeah,
all right, y'all. Hey, I appreciate you.
All right, brother.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother.
Go Raiders.
Peace.
All right, that was a spirited segment by our man Casey G. Got a little creepy there for a minute, but I wish both of you the best of luck. I really do. I'd like to see a beautiful thing come out of all this. They made movies about things like this. It's called The Crush. Just check it out.
Oh man,
let's do some shout outs, brother.
Shout outs.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Terminal Raider. Shout out William Ragnar, Max Havoc, Eric. Shout out to Mario W, Jamie Crespo, Junior Vaca, 1992, Scott Minton, Kid Santi, Raider Bionic, UNLV Basketball is following us. What's up now? Raider Princess Virginia, Shun Me Out, Gorilla Rilla. Yeah, big shout out to Gorilla Rilla. Legendary Gorilla Rilla. Heck Legler from the blog, Chris Booker, Raiders fan 1215, Will 44, Jenny Vasquez. Shout out to Nico, Damian, Raymond Cruz, Eve Jones, Naaman E. Jackson. Shout out to Tyson Vittori, Inmate Crow, Raymond, Chad Bleed Silver and Black, and of course, a shout out to Just Win Ladies. Make sure you follow them at Just Win Ladies on Twitter. I was just on their show earlier this morning. You can hear that episode, well, today. If you're listening on Monday, it's already out. So go check out Just Win Ladies. All female voices on the podcast. As Che dials up the Instagrams here, I want to give a couple shout outs.
Here we go with the Instagram ones. Okay, if I repeat some of them from 2 weeks ago, forgive me because it was 2 weeks ago and I don't remember. All right, so here's the first one. Rich Sean, following us on Instagram. We got Sports Addicts. Shout out to Oak04QB. Hammer Time. Oh, you know what? I just repeated because Hammer Time was one that I remember. Hammer Time 24.
All right.
Shout out to you again, brother. Gabe Raider. Shout out Ray's Worlds. Shout out OV Jeffro. Shout out Jennifer A. Mack. Shout out P-Town Raiders. Just Win Ladies Pod on Instagram. Go follow them there.
Yes, sir.
Dapper Dan 16. Shout out to you, and shout out to you, Kukui online, man. Everybody that's a Raider fan knows who Kukui is.
Absolutely,
one of the big Raider fans out there.
Hell yeah.
Try Rock Podcast. Whoa, I almost went.
Try Rock Podcast.
Yeah. I almost went somewhere else with that. Ronan Murray Photography. And let's see who else we got. Austin Moon 777, Marino Ramos 1, All Things Sport, and John Bronson Marketing.
Yeah.
Yes. There's a lot of followers over the last 2 weeks, man.
Nice. IG's cracking. Over on YouTube, shout out to new subscribers Justin, Kevin Lurker, Jermaine Davis, Nick DaCosta, that's the Raider WAP right there, and Raider Nation Highlights. We appreciate all the follows. Stay tuned. If you're not following us on YouTube, IG, or Twitter, please do so. Just Google the Pillaging Podcast or pj4f.com. You can find all the links there. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Click that little bell so you get the notification and join us on the live stream. Special thank you to Eternal Pessimist, Casey G, Raider Cain, And a shout out to our guest this week, Ray Leonard Aspuria from RaiderRamble.com. And shout out to everybody that followed us along tonight live on the YouTube stream. It's always fun interacting with you. Sorry we didn't get to the ICU segment tonight. It was a long show. Save those questions, reset them next week, and we will get to them.
Oh, yeah.
Another big show next week. Again, 2 guests next week, so it'll be another fat one. Anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Nah, man, I'm good, man. This is a great show. Glad to be back. Glad to give the fans that good old Pillaging Podcast content, man.
Absolutely. All right, fellas, we're out of here. Have a good one. Peace. And go Raiders.
Peace.
Just win, baby.